This week in games, let's update our top 10 games of all time. This is the TwoPenny Gamescast, episode 300! Woo! Top players, welcome back to the TwoPenny Gamescast, episode 300!
Hello.
I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friends and co-hosts. Say hello to the people, Connor, Elliott.
Yeah, it's our 300th episode.
We've
Like
done this
the
for a
movie
long time.
300.
Huh?
Like the movie 300.
Yeah,
One of the
And
greatest films.
without any further ado, here's the full movie 300.
300, which is an idea that Connor had behind the scenes. Anyways, also say hello to the people, Phil Shoemaker.
Sorry, I'm a little low energy. I don't feel good.
He's sick again.
And his favorite games of all time.
Been working
can't
a
bring
lot.
him to what?
Been working a lot. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. You
Favorite
ruined
games
it.
of all time can't do what?
You ruined it. Who gives a shit?
Okay.
You know?
What else is new?
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the TwoPenny Gamescast. Usually each week, me and Connor come to you with the nerdy news you need to know. We bring in your own comments and discussions in what we can do to elevate the conversation around games. However, this week, being a milestone 300 episodes deep, we decided to give another update to our top 10 games of all time. We did this for 200. I don't think we did it for 100.
I think we did.
Maybe we did. I don't
think we
remember.
did.
We might have. And so we just thought, hey, let's do it again. Why not?
We
you
did
know?
it for 100, and that was when we still had shit mics.
Yeah, shit, mics. I'm trying to remember. Did we do that in your old apartment? Was that what? I think it was.
Did we do that one in my apartment, or
I
was
think-
it at your mom's house?
No, it must have been at your apartment because it was right after we beat Snake Eater and you put Snake
Oh
Eater
shit,
on
you're
it.
right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Crazy. We didn't even have 3 mics. Connor used a headset mic.
He
and
used his fucking headset.
It
yeah.
was absolutely awful. It was one of the worst things ever. So
I think I had to use that headset for top 10 games of 2023, maybe, or 22.
I don't think so.
It was 22, or it was probably 22 that I had to use it.
Maybe. I thought that was for a review, like a Mass Effect 2 or something.
Oh no, it was Mass Effect. All three of us
yeah.
talking about, because it was
But
right
I think that
after
was
the-
I think that was Mass Effect 2 that we did because the audio was awful and broken and awful.
Well, it wasn't just Mass Effect 2 though. It was the entire trilogy, because we talked about all of our choices.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
must have been 3 then.
Yeah, because it was during 2021. It was when the Legendary Edition came out.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
Pastimes.
we're going to get into it. We're each going to go through one by one. We're going to talk about games where normally, if you've seen the top 10 list here, what we normally do is a whole thing of if it's in your top 3, wait till the end type thing. This one, we're just going to be a little special about it. If it's on the list, just wait till it comes up for you. I don't think there's a lot of crossover between the
Not
three
gonna
of
be
us.
that much overlap.
Yeah. But there's 1 or 2 titles that I do imagine is at least on both of their lists. And so I don't think I have anything. Oh, no. I have one game that is on Connor's list for sure. After that, I don't know if there might be one other game that I share with Connor. I don't think there's a single game I share with Phil. Anyways, it doesn't matter. All that to say, we're going to make a special deal out of it. We're going to go through all 10 of each other individually and let each other talk. Of course, we'll have some back and forth of oh, you hit a great point. Let me hit on this. And then, but when we come back, we'll talk about how much that game means to me, XYZ.
The audience saw it, but Connor left me hanging because he was too busy picking his nose.
Oh, that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
I was like, that makes a lot of more sense now. I'm sorry, Phil. I
No, it's fine.
didn't get the point. I didn't get it.
Did you get it though? What was in your nose? Did you get it?
Was I picking my
moving on.
nose?
Was
I doing
I
that?
find it very strange that people don't believe in evolution, as a scientific thing, because you can track it so clearly with the evidence. And I feel like Connor's a perfect encapsulation of that tracking, because
He's the
when you
missing link.
think a simple monkey man,
Yep.
Connor Elliott, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, funny enough, by the way, did you know that in Borneo and Sumatra, orangutans are starting to do crazy shit?
Yeah.
They were actually they were using some kind of fungus or whatever to heal wounds, and it's has anti-inflammatory elements. They're using sticks as spears to stab fish. They're learning.
We need to shut that down.
We do kill all the orangutans.
Shoot them right now. This will not be Planet of the Apes. God, how good are those Planet of the Apes movies?
Good movies.
Very good.
movies.
Good movies.
I'm not a big fan of War for the Planet of the Apes.
Well, with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
That's
Woody
a good one.
Harrelson does a great job in
That's a
that.
good
Oh, I get you.
Great job in that. But
Good movie.
it-
Dawn is definitely better.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I think
So Gary Oldman?
Dawn might be in my top 10 all time.
Gary Oldman, right?
But
Yes.
Or am I thinking Rise? No, Rise is the first one.
Right. Yeah. Rise is with Franco,
Yeah, it's the first one. Okay.
which like still a good movie, but like so clearly below the other two. But
Yeah.
like here's I don't love the story for War so much that I wish I could put Rise above it. But War is just a better made film.
Yeah.
You know?
I think from bottom to top it goes Rise, War, Dawn.
Yes.
Bottom to top. For that
Gentlemen,
trilogy.
let's get into it.
What was the name of the most recent one by Wes Ball?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Kingdom.
That's
There we
it.
go.
That's it. That was a movie.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. Not great.
Are we getting another one? Because that one did do numbers. Connor, I moved the thing up so that you could see it easier because you didn't do your normal time stopper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, just trying to help you out. Here we go.
Thank you.
Look at the quality difference of the fucking visuals.
Between the two
This
monitors,
monitor
yeah.
sucks. I bought it for like it was like I think it was like an $80 monitor. It's
Yeah.
really bad. Anyways,
I need a new one.
gentlemen, number 10s. Let's start it off. We're going to go left to right, at least from the widescreen. That doesn't make so much more sense in this camera angle. But Connor, you're going to go, and then Phil, and then me.
Maybe clockwise.
So
Counterclockwise.
So Connor, go ahead with your number 10, sir.
Oh, well, before I give that, did
Oh.
you guys just...
Connor's a little off center on the pitch there.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you do that. Well, while you were doing that, did our list change substantially from the last time, or was it pretty much the exact
Thank
same?
you for pointing that out, Connor. Mine has some minor updates. It has not changed substantially. There are games that have left and it re-entered, and they used to be there, and now they're back on there, and then they were taken away for a little while, and then there's ones that like when I was really, really hot on them, I had them in there, but as I've gotten further away from them, have come off and so forth. So I have some minor updates, but you're going to see a lot of things that you saw last time we talked about this list,
Mhm.
Phil.
No, I mean there's definitely some changes for sure. I don't remember exactly everything because I feel like I am probably the most consistent in updating my lists because I'm obsessed with top 10 lists. Yeah, I mean I can't name exactly. I mean the top two haven't changed. I can say that.
Mm.
Oh,
I can't.
shit.
Stay
You
tuned.
can, you said?
I cannot. I can't say that they have not changed.
I
Well,
mean, let's
stay
be
tuned.
honest. Number 1 hasn't changed. Number 2 has probably changed for him.
Connor,
That's
you
it.
probably don't even remember what your top 10 was last time.
And as a matter of fact, I've always had it stuck around here on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And I had it in the same, it's right below it, as a matter of fact. Compare it directly. Things did change.
Okay.
Things certainly did change.
Yeah, I should have kept a copy of my old one, but I just kind of updated that one.
Yeah, that's. I'm happy that I kept mine myself. But something I uncovered making this new list and using my first one as a reference of sorts, and I ended up agreeing with a lot on that list. But at the same time, I disagreed with a lot of it over the last 2 years. Because last time it was around 2024. At some point, we did a top list. I know that because the last time it had been edited was 2024.
Yeah, it was we were
May,
we were in the old apartment.
We were in May.
Yeah.
It was also
Yeah.
the same month.
Oh shit!
Oh, well,
How about
really?
that?
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
or maybe it might have been June, but around the same
probably
exact
two-
time.
summertime.
Probably 2 years almost to the date then. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was very weird. But in that period of time, I kind of, it's mainly with our game that we do, our little episode we do called the TwoPenny Game Club, where we play a new game every single month. And recently we played some games I played before, but it's also shown me that more so than ever before, I always kind of knew it, that opinions on games, but also movies, art in general, is very fluid, especially as you continue to experience more and more of it. And even your desires of what you think of, or what your parameters are for what you think are your favorites, also can change. And that's kind of what happened with this list. So I'll kick it off with my number 10 spot, which is a new addition. And it's one that is the only time it's kind of contentious
May
on this
21st.
list. Exact same day?
We are
3 days.
4 days, depending on how you count it. This is the 19th, or it's the 18th, the day of recording. And this episode of the
Come out on the 19th.
200 came out on the 21st. So we recorded it on the 20th. So we are
1 day because this will come out on the 19th.
yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Almost Connor, I think you were right, 24.
Yeah.
So
2024.
almost exactly 2 years apart.
That's so that's so crazy.
insane. That's actually extra crazy because we missed a week.
Yeah.
Since then, we've missed
Well, that's
at
probably
least
why it's so close.
we may have missed 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's probably why it's so close.
Oh, okay. Well, wouldn't it?
No,
Okay.
because if anything, another 52 weeks would be further along in the year.
Really?
Well, so 52 weeks in a year.
Well, we'd be behind because if we missed a week, that means like if we skip 7, 7
also
would
leap
happen
year.
later.
There's also a leap year.
Time is
Too
so
complicated. Sorry, Connor, we cut you off.
No, you're good.
Number 10.
For my number 10, it's what I would say is probably the most emotional a game has ever gotten me, and that's basically the main reason I was putting on this list. So due to that, it's the most contentious, and that is Omori. It's one of those games that even after years after I've beaten it, I always remember. Not necessarily gameplay segments as much so, or how amazing the gameplay was, and it's very good. It's more the narrative and the unraveling of it and its ultimate climax that has, again, made me more emotional than any other singular game that I've played. Taking out nostalgia and all of those things that a person is affected by, just on the very face of what the game does, it still can make me tear up to this day. And it also has got amazing music. It's a classic love letter to those classic RPGs. And it's one of those things that when I was making this list, I just couldn't leave it off. But again, as I said at the beginning, these things have become so fluid. I have no doubt there's a chance it'll leave, but at this moment in time, I just couldn't separate this title from this list.
Was that on your 200 list? I'm pretty sure that was on your 100.
It absolutely.
It
Maybe
on my
not
100.
been on his 200, but it was definitely on one of them.
I could believe it being on the 100. So
well, you had the original. What was on the 200? Was
The
it on
200
200s or no?
no, it's not.
Okay,
So
great. I'm pretty sure it was on 100s.
It was
but
definitely on the 100s.
because that probably would have been around the time I just played it, and it would have been fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that game came out 2021.
No, before then.
Really?
I think it was in 19, wasn't it?
it might have been 2020.
No, because it was when y'all had already
You
started
played
the
it.
podcast.
He played it in the pandemic.
2020. So that might have been during the
Oh,
pandemic.
okay. All right. Got it.
Okay.
It was during the pandemic.
Compare this to me because I really don't know anything about Omori other than when you talk about it. Compare this to me to Undertale.
It's very, very similar
Okay.
in terms of like even the music is kind of
Reminiscent.
I'm saying that, but it's again, these are love letters. These are inspired by those classic RPGs. So it's like those more so than it's like Undertale in that regard. But it's still its own thing. It goes with its completely different time of story. Its messages are completely different.
Okay.
Its gameplay is, of course, different. It's why I would consider it better than Undertale, mainly because it's more effective in its storytelling, and gameplay-wise, it's
more effective in its storytelling.
Again, it's the most emotional game I played. So, I mean, writing-wise, we could debate that, of course. I'm talking in terms of like the emotional impact the game has. I think.
Are you
Omori
speaking
does
from
that.
like a character perspective, or
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
especially the characters matter way more than they do in Undertale,
Okay.
whereas that's more of a thematic game. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Love that. Phil, let's jump over to you for your number 10.
Yeah, my number 10 is still the same from last year. I know that for a fact. Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Still my number 10.
I considered that.
Yep.
On the list, it's something like 10. But
Yeah. It has stayed there just because like ever since having played it, it still remains that impact. Kazuma Kiryu, it's his like prologue as a character, introduction to like Majima as well. I just love that game. I love just like the quirkiness of it. I love the combat. The ridiculous the quirkiness is in there with like the ridiculousness of some of the gameplay. Like a lot of the mini games are still really fun that I think about to this day. Like I think about I don't know if you guys ever experienced it, but like the little micro kart racer. I think about that one almost every day.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like
That's
it a
hilarious. I don't like that minigame.
I like it a lot.
was that you played it in an arcade game, or is it just like actual
No,
electric cars you control?
No, so it's like a little you go to like this
It's an RC.
it's like an RC
Yes.
cart. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
And it's just so fun. The like property management mini game I think is a lot of fun. Surprisingly so, even though like you're literally just buying properties and assigning people to them, it's still fun and engaging. The maid cafe or like the cabaret club, yeah, that mini game is really fun as Majima. I love like the moment to moment throughout the story, like it can tug at your heartstrings with the blind girl. I unfortunately don't remember her name. I'll have to replay it to remember her specific name, but like the whole story with her and like the resolution with Majima at the end, and how like she still doesn't recognize him even though like she never really saw him, even though like his character visually just like it just goes to show like how much people prejudge someone like Majima, like just looking at him.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he leads into it.
Yeah. Because he doesn't want to like ruin her life.
Yeah. Well, he also is that he finds that to be the most fun because then his whole character
Like,
arc, he finds it to be like, oh, this is makes life fun. Like
absolutely. It's also like
going crazy.
It's a very rare, from having now played more of the series, it's a very rare like humanizing moment for Majima, where like he becomes way more of like an actual real person and not a fucking cartoon character, which is something that he leans in throughout the series. And also like just looking back, also from having played so much of Yakuza,
not knowing anything about Yakuza before we played Yakuza 0, when that flip switched in Majima and he just became a fucking clown.
Yeah,
it totally like took me way out of the moment of like, what the fuck is it? What is happening?
Kiryu-chan!
I was just like, why are you like this now? Like, what just happened in your brain to trigger that?
But yeah, just like having now played more throughout the Yakuza series and like thinking back to it, I love these characters even more than I did before. And now there's an even gooder good boy, Ichiban.
not as good as Kiryu. He's a much better guy.
Yeah, but Ichiban's just such a nice little. He's such a genuinely like nice person.
Well, I thought that's where you're going to call me out because he's definitely nicer than
No,
Kiryu.
he's absolutely nicer than Kiryu.
Yeah.
My number 10
Don't
is
say it,
a
don't
new
fucking say it.
entry,
Don't
one that
fucking
has
say
not
it.
been said before.
Just say Power Wash Simulator 2. Just say it.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm putting this on the list preemptively because if I were to look at how I feel about this game right now, it would not be on the list in comparison to its predecessor. But I think as the game continues to live and it gets more updates and continues on, I think it will rise above. And Connor, you're right. Power Wash Simulator 2. Listen, mechanically and just like systems, it's more refined. It is better than Power Wash Simulator 1. But one thing that I loved so much about the first one was how unique and crazy and kind of like spectacle based a lot of the levels got. And that is, I think, mostly missing in 2, where it's a lot more like, okay, you'll realistically see a lot of these places in comparison to some of the crazy locations that you get in the first one. But I think there's a lot in the second one that makes it, like, as a game, just much better. How they handle the soap system is much better. The different upgrades for your power washer is much better. I like the simplification of like the nozzle system, which was just like a step too complicated in Power Wash 1.
Just like the button layout is way better in 2.
Oh yeah, the button layout is better. And I also like one thing that they did, and they toyed around with it a little bit in 1, but they really started showing their hand a lot more of like the progression of the level as you cleaned it. Like I think of the stage level where like you clean it's like it's got all these like cutouts and set pieces for a stage play.
Yeah.
You clean it all out and then they like lift up into the fly system and a whole other set comes out.
It entirely changes the scene.
Yeah,
on the
like the
stage.
whole scene of the play that you were power washing changes. Like that was really cool. And there's a bunch of other examples in Power Wash 2 of that happening. But I just really miss like cleaning the Sphinx in Power Wash 1 or the ancient temples or the witch's boot. Like those were missing for more realistic locations in 2. But we've got a Star Wars pack coming here this summer that I'm very, very excited for, and I'm definitely going to kick the tires on that.
I guess it was just like they announced it around Star Wars Day. I thought it would have released already.
Yeah, they announced it like 2 weeks before too, so I don't know why they even waited on that. But yeah, they did. So as that happens, because Power Wash 1 had some great DLC packs, but I wasn't super into all of them. And even the first one for Power Wash 2 is Adventure Time, just not an IP that speaks to me, but Star Wars definitely is. And I'm assuming there's going to be more coming along down the line.
Well, you think about the ones for 1, there was like Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7 was great.
SpongeBob,
Yeah.
Lara Croft.
Warhammer 40K.
Warhammer, yeah.
Which I only did the Lara Croft and the Final Fantasy 7 ones for the original. That is on like my checklist of like one day I'll go back and just knock all those out too.
I'm interested in what 2's going to do. Lord of the Rings, maybe? You know, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings?
It totally
Yeah,
might.
they did.
Yeah. If they have Star
feel
Wars,
like
they could
nothing's off
literally
the
do
table.
anything.
Nothing's off the table.
Yeah, nothing is off the table now. So I would. They might do an Avengers pack or something at some point.
Like
you
a
know,
Marvel thing. Yeah.
I could totally see that happen.
Dude, cleaning up Avengers Tower.
that
like,
would be sick.
you get
Would
the
you
fucking,
or a Wakanda
Yeah.
throne room or something? Or?
Yeah, I was thinking like the fucking pulley bench thing, like going up and down the tower.
Oh,
Is that a thing that's in
would be
Power Wash
cool.
Simulator 2?
Huh?
Is it in Power Wash Simulator 2, like the base game? You can get one of those like...
Yes.
Yeah, the pulley bench. Yeah,
Yeah. Great
Good
game.
stuff.
Liked it a lot.
Me and my wife played the shit out of it.
Yeah,
Good.
but anyways, also Power Wash Simulator like just as a series now is just like a great like I can put that on almost any day of the week and just be very like at peace, and like it's like the serenity that imbues in me. I'm like, I love this. This is just one of the greatest like feelings
extra
I could
funny about like Power Wash Simulator 2 and like my journey of playing it, and then eventually my wife playing it, is like when I played the first one, both her and my brother-in-law, when we were still living at his house, like judged me.
have. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, the second one's coming out. And so I started playing the first one, the second one, like first couple levels, and then I was like, hey, do you want to play? She's like, oh, it's co-op now. I was like, yeah, you want to try it out? And she fucking loved it. And she would get mad at me if I tried to play without her.
This is the thing with Power Wash, is it seems ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous. Every time I say that this is one of my favorite games, everybody looks at me with the same face of like, are you fucking serious? Like, you can just Power Wash in real life. And I go, no, you don't understand. There's just like a meditative piece that comes with these games that like until you play them, you don't get. And then just the serotonin hit of the dings when you complete an item, when you Power Wash it fully, is unrivaled.
And you can watch The Rookie!
The Rookie!
You can watch The Rookie, and it makes the game better.
Hey, season 4 got good again. there was a dip in the middle. It started getting good again.
Is this the season where the meteors come from the sky?
No, that's a different show.
That's 911.
Oh, that's not my bad. I'm sorry. Yes. The thing.
Get everybody out here.
I hate that, but mainly because I only see the promo video for that and never anything from the actual.
And it doesn't look good at all.
No.
The promo video, yeah.
It's a promo video.
But I just, like, you would think that translate into the actual episode.
I haven't seen the actual episode, so I couldn't tell you.
Neither have I.
Ashley likes 911.
The one, I know there's an episode where a dude gets a piece of rebar stuck through his head.
I don't remember that one.
The Asian guy.
Well, that's the guy that's also in the MCU.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put that together. You're right. All right, Connor, number 9.
He's one of the Howling Commandos, and he's the principal for Tom Holland School.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Number 9.
I have no idea if he died.
in the movie, or
the movie, the character, not the actor.
I mean, I think he blipped.
Yeah, but then they're back.
Yeah.
It's my resident fighting game entry of Blaze Blue Central Fiction at the number 9.
There
I think
it is.
Is it the same place before? A little bit higher, actually. But 1. Yes, as far as fighting games, man, just getting into duels with people like in that game is one of a kind. Just the back and forth can be so addicting and make you feel so powerful, and then also equally weak whenever you get matched with somebody of a higher skill level. Really the only caveat of the game. But the fact that the online got revived fairly recently is it's better than it's been since it came out back in like 2014, and it has such a large cast of characters where you're bound to find at least one that you like, if not multiple. It's one of those fighting games that's you're able to get locked in with your main character and then shoot off into whatever else you want to do, and you'll have a good time all the while. If only the game will get another one, but it's not. It's done.
No
This
more
is the
Blaze Blue?
last. What?
No more Blaze Blue?
No more Blaze Blue. No, unless we get more of a side-scrolling game. But as far as what we got, it's one of the best fighting games ever made. And if you're not good at it, it's just because you're easily rage-baited.
Wait, didn't we get a Blaze Blue after Central Fiction? It was a tag battle, right?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, that is Blaze Blue. Yeah, but it's
because they added like Ruby characters.
Technically, you'd also say that's the same. Well, I guess because it's a mix of other fighting games as well that company had made. So I guess that's the last Blaze Blue. But like an actual true Blaze Blue game.
That's it's still Arc, right?
Oh yeah. Well, maybe not. Yeah.
Arc System Works, no?
Not Cross Tag, maybe.
No,
it might not be. No. But either way, yeah, Blaze Blue Central Fiction. If you're interested in getting into fighting games, it's not a good barrier to entry, but play it anyway. Get good.
One of Connor's favorites.
It is.
Were you excited about a home dude who used to work for Bandai and is now starting his own thing? Hakara? No. You didn't catch this?
No.
Okay. Well, while you get the update to that story, Phil, give us your number 9.
Well, Tavin, you gave a 2025 entry for your number 10. My number 9 is also a 2025 entry. Player Obscure Expedition 33.
There it is.
At number 9. My game of the year, 2025, just because it means so much to me. And, it still means a lot to me when I think about it now. Just because like how much I connected with that character, like the character story going through that, and like how much it resonated, like with how they deal with death, and Just like the whole message of that game, like the camaraderie that you feel like with the characters, and like the sheer like flashiness of the gameplay, and how much I love Esquier and the traversal with Esquier, and just him as a funny little mascot character. Little, I say. He's big, but yeah, I love that game. I adore that game. I'm honestly very happy that I'm still thinking about this game now, and just what a journey, what an expedition that game is.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clear Obscure is a great game. I love that game.
it's one of the examples of games that have come out in recent years that can easily be considered one of the best games ever made.
It's such a
a
it's
lot of
it's like a
people.
landmark entry, I think, in games.
We're going to talk about that one for
Quite a while.
many years.
I feel.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that one for. I feel like if Claire Obscure becomes a franchise, I feel like Expedition will not be the peak.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, Expedition 33 is a game that we are going to be talking about for years to come, for sure.
Katsuhiro Harada, which is surprising. I didn't know he left. I'd forgotten about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the Tekken guy. No longer.
My number 9. This is really, I'm not going to say the only childhood nostalgia pick, but it's the one that like the childhood feelings or the childhood memories and the nostalgia of it rise above the actual game itself. And that's Sly 3 Band of Thieves. No, excuse me, not Band of Thieves. Honor Among Thieves. That's Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. Listen, I love Sly Cooper just as an IP. That little raccoon running around, his friends helping him out. It's just an absolute blast to me. Sly 3 is missing some things that I think makes Sly Cooper as a franchise what it is, and so it's very upsetting that those things aren't in it. But I think its story is the best of the trilogy. I think the content offered in it, if you were to compare it to that same content from the other 2 games, it's the best. I'm talking about like the exploration. I think it's got the best levels in the series in Sly 3. I think it's got some of the best boss fights in the Sly series. And the mini games are where I think they really hit a stride, and they made some really, really fun mini games. So much so that they created a 2-player mode where you can play with or against a friend in those mini games, and it's a lot of fun to even play those. They expanded the roster in a lot of really cool and fun ways, and like it's just so imbued in me. That's the game that I played. Not even like playing the story, but just like running around in the open hub areas. Like the Venice level, which is the first level of the game, is ingrained in me. Like I know that level. And a lot of the other levels are of similar stature as well. And yeah, I I wish we stopped here. I'll just say that.
You can believe we did.
Yeah.
Circle button to pull off some sneaky thief moves.
Yes, that's that nerd. That nerd.
Also,
turtle.
like
His name's Bentley.
yes.
Turtle.
like they did because Sly 1 you're only playing as Sly except for like mini games where you play as Bentley in a racing mode or whatever. Sly 2 they
Murray.
expanded it to where you're playing as all 3 of them, but Sly 3 I think is where they had the best
Coalescence of all
coalescence of the 3, where like I think the 3 were able to, because in Sly 2 it's like, all right, Sly is easily the best to play and the most fun to play. Sly 3 evens that out a little bit more. Sly himself might still be the best to play, but it's still fun to play as Bentley. It's still fun to play as Murray. Outside of like just like beating everybody up as Murray, but like there's less moments of I wish I was Sly so that I could go do this. Like there is all over Sly 2. Anyways,
Press the circle button.
it's cartoonish, it's simple, it's silly, but I think it's a lot of fun, and I still think its story hits
Anything
when
else
it wants to.
Anything else you'd like me to say as Bentley before we put him away?
Favorite game. And he doesn't want.
I don't know.
He doesn't want Bentley. He doesn't like
Give
him.
me the fire sound when you're getting burned.
Wow.
Sometimes it's that sound. I was thinking the more like, whoa!
What? Sly!
All right, Connor, give us your number 8, sir.
I thought you were going to say Shadow of Rome for a second.
Shadow of Rome is my favorite Xbox One release game.
PlayStation.
Somehow I played it, you didn't, but you have more affinity to Shadow of Rome than me.
It's just one of those games I always remember.
As a tech demo, I'd say Rise Shadow of Rome is a fantastic entry in the Xbox One.
It was a great game. Don't insult it.
What did you think, Sly?
He's talking about a different game. I hope
know,
you
I
know
know.
that. Okay, all right.
Number 8, for some reason, it's weird because this raised higher in my mind, but it dropped lower in the list, and that is Nier Automata. Nier Automata's still here, and it's I love the gameplay. I love 2B. I love 9S. I love the characters. I love 2B.
He loves 2B.
I love
or not 2B.
what? Just keep going. But as fun as the gameplay is, and the hacking is, and this narrative is, what really cements it on this list is that ending. Something I've come to appreciate is games that take advantage of the medium. I've more appreciated that than I maybe have in the past, and so my the way I think of this ending has only increased further and further the more I think about it, to where I will you know what, before I let's see here, it is the best ending in all of video games. So yeah, putting my foot down. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, she was a true patriot. Boring. I fell asleep at that point, and
No,
so
you didn't.
not like
Shut the fuck up.
Did you finish
but-
Donkey Kong Bonanza?
What'd you say to me?
Did you finish Donkey Kong Bonanza?
I was
Wait and see. Hey, wait and see.
I was reaching for Undertale. Like-
Solid ass ending, bro.
But yeah,
Especially if you're a Donkey Kong fan.
its message at the very end is one that even transcends gaming. It is about
Yeah?
the human experience. Not even that's bullshit. It's about human kindness, about
You know-
kindness and helping others.
If I'm honest, I'm shocked that it's this low on your list.
I know, but that's because maybe something was added and something changed in the ranking. Who knows? We'll have to find out. But Nier Automata, great, and I love 2B and A2 as well, and 2B.
I just can't wait to see where he put Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh, it's coming. Believe me,
It's coming.
Number one.
Number one. Oh, I love to see my influence on my castmates.
Also, great fucking music. One of the best. Yoko Taro, his games have some of the best music ever as well.
oh,
solid-
for sure.
solid stuff.
Absolutely.
Solid stuff.
Phil, number 8.
My number 8 is another evergreen on my list. It's actually moved up a spot from last time, and I do remember that. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando.
I get that.
Love
Number
this
8.
game.
Yeah. Extremely solid PlayStation 2 entry. Arguably the best gameplay Ratchet and Clank ever has. Arguably. That's
Rift Apart.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Arguably.
Okay.
It's
Is
there.
it Rift Apart?
Rift Apart.
Rift Apart would be my vote. I would also put the 2016 game on there.
I don't think it's better than Going Commando. Personally. For me, it's really tight between Going Commando and Rift Apart, just because I love the advantages or how the game takes advantage of the DualSense and the adaptive triggers in that. I like how it plays with it a little bit. Certain guns fire differently depending on how far you pull them back.
Oh,
How do you not remember that?
because I played the game 4 years ago and then never again.
Got the platinum and then we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you not? Oh, I guess if you did the platinum, you did do New Game Plus. Anyway, yeah. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando it's insane that game. I'm surprised it's not worn out. On my old PlayStation 2 disc because of just how much I played through it. Funnily enough, years and years ago when I was still living at home with my parents, I booted that game up again just for nostalgia, and it was literally like 10 years to the day,
Oh, wow.
like the last time I had played it. And
Oh, that's cool.
And I hadn't even noticed. I was like, oh, I'm in the mood for this. Probably not directly to the day, but it was
Yeah.
very, very close. Just because like the game clock on it said like the date the last time I played it, and I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. But yeah, I adore that game. I think it's easily one of the best entries in the Ratchet and Clank franchise.
Easily.
Play it.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando was fantastic. I think they know how to expand on the first one. I think its levels are overall better. Its aesthetic is better. I think overall its story is better, even though I think its third act is pretty lacking. And there are moments where you can see the budget. And I don't know if we could see it back then. We were children, so it's impossible to really tell. But now I can be like, oof, this minigame is not well developed, or this action that they want me to do is not awesome. I think of like it's a fun thing, but like the running out into the wilderness sections and getting the diamonds and
crystals
stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jank in those
Well, I mean, it's
segments,
the
even
fact
though I
that-
really like doing it.
It's the fact that there's 2 of those segments.
Yeah. But and the second one, that whole level, I think is
Very rushed.
very rushed.
Well, so I mean, this is shout out to the Golden Bolt. If you're a classic Ratchet and Clank fan and you haven't heard of the Golden Bolt has some of the best retrospective videos on the Ratchet and Clank series.
He really does.
Incredibly good. He talks about in that second area and going commando, how one of the designers ended up getting and creating essentially this Insomniac award that they give out called the Snow Beast Award, because it's one of it. They give it out for the worst design thing that shipped in the game. Because the Snow Beast, they're one of the only enemies in the game that does touch damage. So even if you manage to avoid it until it does a swing, even if you touch it, you get hurt, and it does a lot of damage.
They've also got weird iframes that are really, really annoying to deal with.
So he that's where the Snow Beast Award for Insomniac goes out, and they give it out to the person that created the worst thing that shipped with each game. I don't know if they still do that, but it'd be funny if they did.
Not great, but Ratchet and Clank Going Commando as a whole is
incredible.
Dude, the flying the glider thing,
Yeah, dude,
that blew my mind as a child. Oh my god, it's got physics. What?
I remember this is vividly. Like, not only was like, sure, it was kind of tough as a kid, but I remember being disappointed when I won. And when I beat that level, and I wasn't gonna be able to do it again until
man.
Because then the next time on New Game Plus, I like just repeated. I kept
100%
crashing at the end.
Yep.
So I could just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it. Absolutely. How fucking awful is that one nanotech
Oh my
piece
God.
that you gotta like go through the whole
That's
level
exactly
and
what
then
I was
turn around
thinking
and
of.
come back?
I remember that.
Oh my god,
No, you
fuck
don't.
that piece, man. Fuck that piece to hell.
This guy's trying. He's a faker. He's a phony.
No, I remember the glider.
I remember that.
No. You have a stamina bar that pops up when you do the glider, and you can go.
No.
Oh, this Breath of the Wild. My bad.
An inferior game. Shout out Danny in the chat that says W stream. We're moving on to my number 8. Hey, this is a new entry, I believe, in my top 10 ever, but I've talked about it a million times. There's no way y'all don't know that I love this game. It's entered the list because it is one of those games that I have discovered that at the drop of the hat, if you ask me to play, I will play. I don't give a fuck. I'll play it right fucking now. Halo 3. This might be the best package of content ever created. Like, just had everything that they needed plus a little more, and everything is like, the quality of all of these different facets is very, very high. When you talk about the campaign, the co-op campaign, the multiplayer suite that they have, which is still one of the best multiplayer suites in gaming, theater mode, forge mode, custom games, like all of these things are so good, and for the time quite revolutionary in a way that, like, you saw everybody copy it and not do it as well, and then the industry just kind of dropped it because they were like, we can't keep up, we just can't do it. And God, like, what I would give, Danny in the chat says Master Chief Collection was great too. What I would give to have the Master Chief Collection instead of be the way it's laid out with like all the different missions and so forth, and you can mix and match or whatever. What I would give to just be like, select your game, like how the Mass Effect Legendary Edition is, where it's just like, select your game and you can go back to that main menu. And like, what I would give to have that Halo 3 blue camera pan over the desert planet and the fucking the iconic song of like, oh my God. And just the hours spent, the armor customization, which like is pretty rudimentary when you look at it now, but for the time was awesome.
Were you Hayabusa armor? Huh?
I will say I love what the Master Chief Collection has added over time. So like they have like custom
called Hayabusa.
I love what the Master Collection has added over time. So they've added more color palette options for your armors. They've added new armor pieces. They've added weapon skins and like I think even what do you call them? Tags that you put on your weapon?
Like
chains, emblems,
well, so like you're talking about the little like gun buddy things.
Keychains,
hang off.
Yeah, so like, I really appreciate that. Like, the Master Chief Collection has added all of that. And
charms. They're called charms.
Charms. Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I do love that. Like, you can mix and match and have playlists of whichever Halos you want. So like, they made the right choice. But God, I would give to have the nostalgia blast to see that menu again. At least like let me load into the campaign that way. I understand they still want to do the playlisting with the campaign missions also, so you jump around to all of them also. But like, God, I would kill to just have that main menu back.
And it's one of those things where, especially because we lived through that time and it was such a moment in time, you kind of had to question, is nostalgia an aspect of it? Of course it is. But even with that factored in,
I was a little, I came to Halo 3 late. Like, Reach was out when I came to Halo 3.
But I mean, even
I
so.
was right there in the trenches.
Yeah, it was a good time to be alive.
2007.
The thing is, though, as time has gone on, whereas there's usually the kind of statements of, Halo, it's just not like how it used to be. Yeah, it's not. Halo 3 set the standard, and it's never been reached since then.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Halo doesn't need sprint. You just need to make the movement faster.
Yeah.
That's all it needs.
Or design the map to make sense with how.
Also,
fast
the map designs are the best. The only thing that I'm like not hot on in Halo 3 is the assault rifle is kind of whatever. A little bit of a wet paper towel.
Especially compared to 4s, which improved it a lot.
Do you remember a few weeks ago when we were so close to playing 2v2 Slayer on Halo, but we couldn't get Jordan's Xbox to function correctly?
Yes.
We were so close.
I've been asking this motherfucker for weeks to load up Halo.
It was a moment in time, Tab.
He just catches a vibe at a fucking magic hookup to go play Halo.
Look, man, if
I'm right here.
Shut the fuck up. If everyone there was down to play Magic all night, that's all I would do there. But they wanted to stop playing Magic, so we ended up doing something else.
And the thing Tavin just wanted I wish I could see that blue screen again. We play it on Xbox 360. You could see it if that was being played.
It was literally on the 360.
Yeah.
Jordan has one.
Here he is talking bad
How's the
about
frame rate.
What?
How's the frame rate?
We didn't
get it
We're
right.
also incredibly intoxicated, so
we wouldn't have cared.
And I'm sure once you hit that 4-player split screen, it just would have been a mess. Would have been a mess. There's no way those frames hold up. And also still my favorite Halo campaign.
Yeah.
Level design.
I know you were thinking Reach.
Encounter design.
I like aspects of the Reach campaign more, but I think overall pound for pound, I'd say 3 better.
There we go. Connor, here we go. Number 7.
Number 7. Number 7 is a game that dropped, and it dropped. This is going to seem like an insult to the game, but it's not. It's Bloodborne.
Wow.
After having just played it recently, I can reaffirm of all the games that I've played, it is still in my top 10 favorite games of all time.
That was like a top 3, wasn't it?
No, it was 5.
It was 5? Okay.
Yes, it dropped 2 spots. Not a vast drop in difference. But honestly, I really was tempted, and Tavin's going to blow his own dick off. Or, I mean, give himself a blowjob. Blow his own dick. Like you're going to blow yourself.
Keep trying.
Well, I was explaining
one more time.
You know it's a good insult when he keeps flubbing over it and he has to explain it.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking, man, maybe Sekiro does replace it in terms of just being my personal favorite game. I would say that about it being an objectively better game. Personally favorite, though, I cannot say it.
If gameplay is king, Sekiro is the best.
Regardless, Bloodborne, again, playing it for the umpteenth time recently for our game club, it's amazing level design. It feels great to play, despite being a 2015 game. That doesn't mean much. It's a 2015 game, but it still plays amazingly well. Frame rate drops included sometimes. Great weapon system, great weapon selection, I should say. And one of the best DLCs ever made. It just is able to capture an atmosphere that games always are striving to do and just aren't able to achieve what Bloodborne does. As you put it well, Tavin, recently when you were talking about it, how you just perfectly will crest some stairs, and then you see that moon, that blood red moon, perfectly framed in the sky, and it's incredibly fun with Everett's. You get a hunter fight in there as well. I'm a big fan of the music itself too, and it's got great replayability, especially compared to other FromSoft games. It just feels like you could get through it super quick, and especially because the New Game Plus really does feel a lot harder.
It's got this thing about it that the other ones that I've played up to this point, in the Game Club series at least, have that doesn't keep me away from a New Game Plus, because I will come back to Dark Souls 1. I probably will go back to Demon Souls at some point. But Bloodborne has this thing where it doesn't have a moment where I go, all right, I got to get through this segment. Where it's like, all right, once I'm through here, I'm good, but it's just through here. And that's a big ding on replayability for so many games.
There's no Demon Soul cliffs. There's no fucking
or even
terrible spot in Dark Souls 2.
Or even just
Dark Souls 2 has no
quest design. I think of the quest design in Dark Souls is not awesome to do. All right, I got to go get these 4 things. Okay, here we go.
Let me be honest. There's not a great quest sequence in really any FromSoft game.
Right. Yeah, and I would say that I think the thing that makes Bloodborne so strong in the replayability segment is that there's not a lot of quests in it, in the sense of go do these 4 things before we do the next thing. Yeah. If you want to hey, I'm just here for combat and I just want to go to the next boss and go fight that thing, Bloodborne allows you to go do that.
The one that does it the best is easily Elden Ring. So
it still retains that system of you have to go to specific places. In that way, Dark Souls 3 is more similar to Bloodborne in the sense it's here you go on the path.
Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne. Still number 7.
7. My number 7. It's Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Nice.
Fire Emblem Three Houses is my first Fire Emblem game. It will, I mean, it's still my favorite. I mean, we'll see whenever Fortune's Weave comes out if that measures up, because it's kind of like a spiritual successor to Three Houses in a way they've said, or they've shown in marketing material. Yeah, just Three Houses. I mean, I dare you to pick up this game and try to not find a character to fall in love with. Try to not have a good time on these like maps where you have to play out strategically where to send your units to fight the good fight, and just essentially just outmaneuver and outsmart your the AI in that way. It's just you're just tripping over great characters in that game. There's just so many good ones. So many great characters to recruit, so many great characters that you can't even recruit. Some like ones that you just interact with in cutscenes or just at Garrick Mach. Yeah, if anything, it's oops, all bangers in terms of characters in that game. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a couple ones that
There's some stinkers.
There's a couple ones that I'm not like reaching for immediately.
If you got green hair,
talking about Linhart,
Oh,
that mage guy.
Flame.
who's the young girl and like her older brother or whatever.
Oh, Flane and Seteth.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Linhart, the Black Eagles mage.
Great.
I don't even remember him.
He's like, I hate school.
Oh, the lazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he sucks.
Yeah. He's not my favorite Black Eagle easily. But yeah, it's so fun and so satisfying to like on New Game Pluses, like on different routes, just recruiting literally everybody out of other people's classes and be like, oh, looks like I'm the cool teacher.
And that helps a lot with the system of basically being able to have a lot more tasks to do every single day on a replay of that game. And even though there might be segments you have to get through, I always still just enjoy each and every playthrough I do with that game.
It's never like, oh man, this segment, I got to do this now. It's always like, okay, sure, I've done it this way before, but what if I try it this way? You know,
I'm excited to see what they replace Garrick Mach with. Like, and they may not even functionally have a Garrick Mach. I don't think they may not even have it, like as a function, because that was like a little bit of divisive amongst fan base. Because usually it's just like, hey, you're just playing the campaign, and it's just map after map after map, and you talk to who you want to talk to. I don't think they're going to do that in Fortune's Weave, but because Garrick Mach as a place that you hang out in the hub world and talk to people in, like, is a little like 50-50 to me, because it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But I always found it very charming and exciting to explore and pick up the items and go and talk to people and see whatever they were talking about.
So they had a similar, like, it was much smaller in Engage, but there was like a similar like kind of hub area.
Also in Fates as well.
Also in Fates. So I imagine there will still be a hub area, but it'll be just like the city that you live in. It's almost like a Roman inspired city type thing.
Maybe he was Awakening.
I haven't seen Awakening is not that way. Awakening,
not Awakening. I mean Birthright. I was thinking because Fates and Birthright. Fates might not have a hub world.
I don't know what
Birthright definitely
is.
does.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where it's dual. It's where Corrin's from.
Okay.
No
idea.
Oh really?
When did this one come
After
out?
Awakening.
Corrin is from Fates.
I thought it was
Fates and Birthright are too tight. Like they're one of those. There's a copy. There's Fates.
Never heard of this.
Yeah,
like Game A, Game B.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And you can like Diamond and Pearl type situation. Or
I've never heard of this. I've only ever heard Awakening's, Fates, and then Three Houses.
Yeah, it's Birthright, Fates, and then there's a third one that came out later, I believe, but certainly it began with two.
Huh.
Birthright and Fates.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard.
We
got
to play more of this franchise and like learn something about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We got Genealogy of the Holyware on our game club.
We do. Maybe it'll get selected someday.
I'll say,
but we got to play Parasite Eve first.
The first like
shut up, infamous fan.
One with voice acting and like actual cutscenes is on Nintendo Switch Online. It's the one with the first one with Ike. The
Path of Radiance.
Path of Radiance. Yeah, it's on NSO for a GameCube.
A lot of people say that's the best Fire Emblem game.
People like it a lot. Tavin, you're number 7.
I so wish that we didn't play games for content. I mean, it's like Game Club specifically is a great way that that was interesting. Game Club specifically is a great way to like force us to play games like that we've never played before or probably would never get to or something. But like, I just can't on a whim go play a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah,
you know. Moving on to my number 7. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt
really
has stayed on my list. This is pretty much the same spot it's always been in.
Was it always there?
I'm pretty sure it's always been
I
around
also
this.
don't remember Tavin's list, so
yeah.
No. Witcher 3 has always been there. Witcher 3 is, I think, the best modern open world game that we've gotten. I mean, I guess outside of Elden Ring, but like one that like is focused on a narrative, and is like a more traditional like video game, I guess you could say, where like you're running around. Like, yes, we have these like open world tasks for you to do, but the way that they updated how quests are done, and I think it's so interesting that we're playing Infamous right now, where it's a pre Ubisoft world, and then like that formula that Ubisoft established and then like milked to death, and how Witcher 3 was just such a breath of fresh air from that, and how they continued that evolution of, we're playing Infamous right now, and slight spoilers on what we're going to talk about in that. Infamous is a very basic open world game.
Was
like,
Assassin's Creed 1 not out?
AC1 was, but AC1's not the one that did the damage. AC2 and Far Cry 3 specifically were the ones that were like, this is the formula now.
Gotcha.
AC2 came out the same year.
But
okay.
And then that's right. Yeah, we went through that yesterday.
I don't remember the month.
And so like Infamous 1 is like very much like there's the main missions and then side missions, which just feel like you have to do it anyway because there's not a lot of content in the game. Witcher 3 is just such a cornucopia of content between all of the different side missions that you can do, the side missions that feel like main missions because they're so well written and fleshed out. And then, of course, like the more tertiary and even lesser level content stuff is still just so good and so high quality that like it's a fantastic video game that I think will hold up for way longer than it is now. And people complain about the combat. I don't get it. Like it's third person action sword combat. It's always felt like this to me. Like now you can make an argument of like, okay, but like
clunky.
More than most, it does feel clunky, and it's got that like I'm just hitting people with a bat syndrome. Like, yeah, but my thing is like, but like even modern Assassin's Creed feel like that now, So like, what are we really comparing it to?
Maybe not the one you want to grab from.
What's another one that I could grab from? Because I mean, like Elden Ring, like I've said, like From Software just feels like a lot of pressing R1. Well, all right, Witcher 3 is a lot of pressing square.
Danny in the chat. Well, if you wish Infamous made a comeback, we're playing it right now in the background for our game club. Expect the review for that on June 1st.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for that. Also,
YouTube.com/TwoPennyGames.
rumors are abuzz. Infamous is coming back some way. We don't know if it's a remaster, remake, or something new, but there's too much smoke for there to not be fire.
One Mr. Jordan Midler from VGC mentioned something about it.
Yeah, you can't trust that
Infamous
guy.
2 is so much better.
I mean,
anyways, Witcher 3, and then also, man, these characters. Man, those characters. Holy
I love them.
crap. They're so great.
I've never played it.
Ciri is one of my favorite characters of all time. I love her to death. The relationship between Yennefer and Geralt is one of the best and most complex relationships ever put to a video game screen. I understand a lot of that comes from the establishment of what the books did narratively, but how they pick up that torch and carry it in the games, I think is superbly done, and how they sort of like make it their own. Because I've gone back and I've tried to read the books, and the Netflix show is heavily based on the books.
Ciri's the one that you play as in 4, right? That they're saying?
Yeah, she's going to be our character moving forward, which is such the absolute right choice. Like, I would have been disappointed if it was Geralt again, or if we. I mean, I wouldn't have been disappointed if we made
Witcher?
a new character or whatever. But Ciri is the one that I go, yes, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Witcher 3 is up there as still one of the greatest open world RPGs ever played or ever made. Connor, we're moving on.
Are we
Number
moving on really
6.
Or we're moving on when I say we're moving on.
We're moving on right now.
Number 6.
Number 6.
We're moving on. It is Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
Raised a little bit in my head,
in my head.
Because I hadn't played it recently, so, in actual effect, who knows? But what I do know about Fallout New Vegas is it's one of the most fun games to replay. You can go at it from a variety of different angles. It's one of the only times in which an evil campaign appeals to me. And I have done those a couple times. Maybe you can be a lady killer or maybe a man killer. You can decide, That's a perk. Or you can make the game wacky and have random encounters occur if you choose a specific perk. But even outside of that, it's got so many great side quests with great writing. It's a funny-ass game. There's so many interactions you can have that are hilarious. I don't know if it was in the original Fallout games, but if you make your intelligence really low, you'll start acting very stupid and have you have access to stupid dialogue options that makes everyone look at you go like, are you a fucking idiot?
Yeah.
You are one. And it's damn. It also has a great story. It's one of my favorite games to decide which path I'm going down, which side I'm choosing, and it's got some great music. Best radio use of a radio that you can carry around in any game. I know it's weird, but I love the soundtrack that's available in that game. It's got some of the best companions in any game that you can have. You can justify basically picking up whether it's Boone, whether the staple dog character, or maybe a Nightkin. A Nightkin grandma. You know the Nightkin grandma. You guys know that?
No.
You got to play that game. I haven't even played the DLCs, but even without knowing about them, if I played them, it'd probably elevate the game even higher in my mind. And man, I want you guys to play that game because it's also
also what?
Oh, it's the best Fallout game. Anyways, I need to say this every single time.
Well, it doesn't hold a candle to the actual best Fallout game. And my favorite Fallout game, Fallout Shelter.
Fallout Shelter. Well,
absolutely, it's the best one.
It's the hardest to compare it to.
No, I was gonna ask, are you sure it's only number 6? Because the way you're talking about it, you're like, oh my god, I fucking love Fallout. Like you're like very loud.
I do, because it seriously is.
Like,
just
I like hearing Connor be really animated, but like it was hurting my ears.
Sorry. Then I'll take a step back.
Don't take a step back.
I can't play around with audio.
Just be consistent. No, don't do that.
But yeah, it's really harping away on the RPG elements that make the replayability so fun, because it gives you so many different choices to act like a dick, to act like a hero, to act like a crazy person. And, you guys will, I think, understand why I like the game as much as I do when we inevitably play it at some point in time, whenever that might be.
Inevitably, he says.
Inevitably.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, number 6.
My number 6. We come here, we talk about open world games. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is my number 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6?
Number 6.
Wow, okay.
That would be higher.
Look at this growth. Used to be in the top 3s, and now it's all the way down here, man.
I don't remember the last time it was in the top 3.
I
didn't think it was.
May have only been the first time we did this. I don't remember what it was last time.
I think back then it was before Tears even came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day I'll imbue you with enough culture to knock these mid-ass games out of this.
Shut up,
anyway,
loser.
Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, it's phenomenal. I think it is definitively better than Breath of the Wild. I don't care what Connor says about doing things first. Just because you do it first doesn't mean you do it the best. There's such thing as improvement. There's such thing as iteration. Funny, improvement upon iteration.
Funny enough, I actually heard a pretty good criticism of that game, which is that whenever anybody talks about it now, it's only the crafting stuff, nothing else really. It's true, because I never see that game talked about other than that.
Story is way better.
But that's what I'm saying, is that no one talks about that when people are saying...
People talk about that.
I don't think people really do.
I love the story. I love Matt Mercer as Ganondorf. The only
He's
knock...
Matt Mercer? He's Ganondorf?
Matt Mercer, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't realize that.
The only knock I'll say to the Tears of the Kingdom storyline is the repetition of the dialogues and how cardboard cutout, you can just literally take character A and replace it with character C, depending on what order
you're going through. Yeah.
Because it's literally the exact same cutscene every single time, just with character A instead of character B. That's the only knock that I have against the story. But that finale, when you collect all of the dragon's tears, all of the tears of the kingdom, you might have some tears yourself.
I'm gonna add on Connor, the shrines are leagues better than the shrines.
All I'm saying is that when people hype
puzzle
up
solving, yeah, I think so.
All I'm saying is that when people hype up Tears of the Kingdom, it's more so the creation aspect and flying from point A to point B.
It's just because that's the best part, and people don't know how to talk about things other than their favorite thing.
Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom, my number 6.
My number 6 is Resident Evil 2 Remake, 2019's best game. If I were to have my way, when we talk just great design, like great level design, but great we have these systems. How do we best implement them? I think Resident Evil 2 is one of the peak examples of that. Infinitely replayable to me, like the way that you can just constantly challenge yourself to be better or limit yourself in a lot of really fun and creative ways that actually make sense other than I'm not taking a literal jab here, but a no level up run in Bloodborne is way less interesting to me than a no shotgun run in Resident Evil or something equivalent to that. I think the challenges you imbue on yourself in this game make a lot more sense than other games when you replay them or do speed runs or anything like that. The way that it imbues you with player knowledge and then knows how to kind of counter that and, have the challenge in the correct places, like, is just fantastic. On top of that, I think it's the scariest Resident Evil, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's the scariest Resident Evil. I think it's the best story that we've had in a Resident Evil game. Requiem might take that.
It does.
And I think it's the logic imbued in how your interaction against the enemies is superb. It really the way that they craft rules and commit to them and follow them, and the way that the player can then use them and manipulate them to their advantage. And if you don't do it correctly, you will be punished for it. I think that specifically is the best Resident Evil has ever done. Connor, we've talked about this in the review of the logic of the zombies of when you're trying to scoot around them or run past them is a little wishy-washy at times.
Mhm.
Resident Evil 2 is perfect of all right, I know that I'm safe at this distance, and then when the zombie gets X amount of distance away, I need to either dart left or right in order to avoid its grab. I know when I get to this close at it, it's going to lunge at me, but if I just commit to my direction, it's going to do this. I know that I have a range of 2 to 4 to 5 bullets in the knee before it falls down, and I can run by it safely. I know that a knife, if I'm doing a knife only run, I know exactly where the knives are, how likely it is I can keep them and hold on to them, and which zombies I need to take them out. All of that planning and strategy that comes post beating one of the best survival horror games ever made. It's just so much more fun to engage with than any other game that I've ever really replayed with outside of probably the Metal Gear Solid series.
I think in terms of 2019, I think it's close, but I prefer Three Houses.
And Sekiro, of course.
I think those are the top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of competition between those. But yeah, I just land on the Resident Evil side of things.
Control, don't forget Control.
No, those 3 are better than Control.
You can definitively, like you said, there's no competition. Well, okay, maybe so.
I'm not, but there's a tier difference here.
Yeah.
Connor, reaching that halfway point, number 5.
And the hour point
We're
as well.
past the halfway point. Halfway point 6.
You're correct.
There we go. Number 5. My number 5, my new number 5.
Well, wouldn't that mean we just reached the halfway point?
We've just passed the halfway point.
Wouldn't we only know what the halfway point is by the time we're done with the episode?
I guess that's a good point too. That's a
yeah.
good point too.
On
Yapping.
the list, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How much are we yapping?
That's true. We do not know. Number 5 is the last, I guess one of the only 2 new entries on the list, Hades 2. I am deciding to put the stamp on it. I've decided. Hades 2 is the best roguelike that's ever been made.
I'm in there.
It is one of the best improvements of any other game that's been created. I mean, I cannot think of a game.
I'm not there.
I haven't thought of a second entry that's been able to improve on every single element.
Been able to iterate as much.
Yeah, maybe music.
Are you talking modern era or
just
ever?
I'm trying to think of what, in terms of a direct sequel.
I mean, Tears of the Kingdom is the most modern version that I would point to, but people would say Mass Effect 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hades 2 iterates more on 1 than Tears of the Kingdom does on Breath of the Wild. And
Really? You
improves
think
it.
so?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree.
Well, but you hate Breath of the Wild.
That part, but
It's not
I
necessarily
still don't know if I agree.
only if it's more elements are changed, but rather everything just feels improved on every single level from the last game. I loved all of the characters, just like how I did in the first one. The inclusion of another route to go through breathed so much more life into that game. It is not something I very often see in a lot of roguelikes, and just it's one of those games you can just take anywhere with the help of the Switch 2 and just have a grand old time, whether you're in an airport, whether you're driving in a bus, or whatever the fuck, wherever you're going. And we'll see if it's knocked out, or if it's one of those things where, since I just played it recently, it's so much higher in my mind just because of that recency bias type deal.
Every time he talks about Hades, he always talks about it in relation to the Switch, and I'm like, well, yes, sure, but that's just the Switch, as opposed to Hades.
When I think of a game that I'm going to take anywhere and just pick up and play and put down, which is often how my mindset is when I'm playing with the Switch, 1 or 2 doesn't matter, and I immediately go to Hades 2.
I mean, I'm not mad at that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But everyone should play it.
Yeah,
it's a game I would recommend to pretty much anybody.
Absolutely. That was the TwoPenny
Hades.
Games game of the year last year.
It was indeed.
A little mechanically dense for
I think it's simplistic enough, even so. At the end of the day, for anybody to be able to get their head around it, even if they're not the most used to video games, which is the other reason why I think this is such an amazing game. I'd recommend it to almost anybody that I know.
Adults,
That play games.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm not giving it to a kid.
That's true. There's some more sensual things in there at some points. That's
I didn't even think about that.
I
I
was
was
talking about that.
I was just thinking like complexity of systems and difficulty and so forth. Like, yeah,
I'd throw a kid in the deep end. I think he'd handle it.
All right.
he's never getting past the first boss, but okay.
And then, hey, how many times did you guys play a game and you were like, I never got past that part, but I always remember that game, and you can go back to it. I can't.
Yeah, and then go play those games now, and you're like, this is fucking bitch baby easy. Why? How could I not get past level 2?
Exactly.
Bill, number 5.
My number 5 has already been mentioned.
Oh.
It's Bloodborne.
Hey, there it is.
My 5th
Sizzling.
favorite games of all time. Yeah, this game, it's all killer, no filler. I've had such a blast playing through the multiple playthroughs that I've done chasing this platinum. I fucking adore this game. It's so close in my mind between this and Elden Ring. It's just the only thing that edges it out is just my personal preference in terms of like what kind of game I'm searching for. I love open world games, therefore, we might talk about another game later on.
Some might say.
Yeah, some might say. But yeah, Bloodborne it's so good. Like just link our Bloodborne review for Game Club and you'll see everything positive that we had to say about it, and that's exactly how I feel. I still stand by it, even like being however many weeks separated from me booting it up. I still am thinking about Bloodborne. I'm still thinking about Yharnam. I'm still thinking about all these different cool weapons and these trick weapons and like the way that they interact with each other and like the way they change between each other. I think that, like I've mentioned it before, my favorite, even though it's not like the one I ended up using, the favorite in terms of like just how much it changes your weapon in general is the Kirkhammer. Like the way it goes from a slashing light weapon to then just a giant beat 'em up hammer that you're just staggering motherfuckers with.
It's hard, Chevy.
Just like the night and day change there is so satisfying. Like especially when you hit one of those like like with the trick weapons is like the transition strike that you can do, like where you change it and then fucking slam it. So like with the Kirkhammer, you immediately just whip out the hammer and slam down on somebody. It's incredibly satisfying to hit. The bosses are absolutely incredible. You mentioned the DLC earlier. It's one of the best DLCs of all time. There's just so much I can say about Bloodborne and very little negative that we have to say about it. And I just think it's a phenomenal video game, and that's why it's in the top 5.
One of the games with the most amount of style points,
Yeah,
I might say.
Dripping with sauce.
Mhm.
Dripping with sauce.
I like playing dress up.
My number 5 is Mass Effect, the first one.
You're doing it, huh? Was that on yours?
Yeah, it was always on there. It's been, listen, man.
I don't remember any of Tavin's
N-
list.
no,
I remember
know your
I-
friend better, man.
I remember
Like-
the number 1. That's it.
But I guess before I'm interrupting your take on it, I always thought you saw it as kind of like Lord of the Rings. It's a collective package rather than an individual one. Or are you doing a thing where
Yes,
it's like
but I
that
can't put the
stand-in?
whole trilogy in there
Yeah.
on a top 10 list, or Phil will jump down my throat.
Yeah.
So
Pick one.
if I can, the whole Legendary Edition. Why not? You know, but if I got to
Not
pick
allowed.
one, it's the first one.
Yeah.
The first one I think has
I would pick 3.
that's super valid to me. 2 is not. No, but I think
No, I'll choose 2 then. Yeah.
I think the first is such a great establishment of the universe. I love when it like in terms of it being an actual RPG. Like I love that the like how nerdy you can get with the different weapons and the mods that you put on your weapons, the the level up points that you're applying in your different categories and so forth. Like, I mean, super easy to manipulate if you're just like playing most of the side content. Like you're gonna, max out a lot of these stats anyways. But I love feeling the growth in power as they do that thing that I don't love where they start you off really shitty and then allow you to get better, and they probably should have started here. But the way the entire game is crafted, I think it gets away with it. I think Shepard's as a character is the most malleable and like allows you to actually establish who this person is more than any other video game, period. And still have like a core centric value to this person. You know what I mean? And like on top of that, like just the story and the narrative and the establishment of these characters. No, this is not the best version of most of these characters, except for Rex is probably at his strongest here. But other than that, I think everybody gets better as they go along. But like when we just talk about individual packages, like I think this one is not the most realized, but it's the one with the most heart and the most spirit.
Yeah.
And I wish that they had stuck to this identity and just improved on this as opposed to changing the formula so heavily as they do in the sequels. Even though I love those games too. And yeah, like in some weird ways, I think it's the most replayable of the trilogy. And yeah, it's fascinating when you go in and replay and discover like the different dialogue branches that exist in some of the secondary and tertiary quests of like, oh shit, I didn't know this guy would react in this way. Oh, that's interesting. And then like because of your choices in one, some characters might show up in later games
snowball,
and their arc has changed drastically because of what you did in that first one. Like that's really, really cool. And granted, that could be a plus for those games. If you could argue that those are more of a plus for those games than this one, but like just the fact that the foundation was there and they committed to it was awesome.
I think arguably my favorite thing about Mass Effect as a franchise is just like the conversation starters that are there, like between other people that have also played it. It's like, oh, what did you do here? Oh, I did this. Oh, like the kind of like water cooler conversations.
100%.
Like I think that's one of my favorite things about the entire franchise.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, what I wouldn't give to go back and like wipe my memory of Mass Effect and just be able to, like
100%,
1000% it all again.
The tension you
for the first
feel in 2 and 3 because of everything that was established in 1 is off the chain. I'm a huge Mako defender. I think the Mako like really adds a lot to the gameplay.
Definitively better than the Hammerhead.
Oh, absolutely it is. But like I just wish I wish all 3 games had kept vehicle segments, and I also like Mass Effect 1 feels like the most. Mass Effect 1 is the widest, and when I say by widest is I mean like it feels like a whole universe that you're exploring, whereas in 2 and 3 it feels a little bit more like, all right, these are the hallways that I'm going down.
I don't know if I agree. I think 3. Just because like
3 is a better argument, it's certainly than 2, but like the planet roving, like in 1,
sure,
you know, like I'm like, oh wow, this
there's
is
that
cool.
part of it, but like, what are you doing on those?
Valid, valid, but like I like that it's there, and for the most part, ignorable as tertiary content, not the like main pillar of the game. But when they do make like Mako planet roving mandatory, like usually they're doing something with level design to like make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. I think I would say 3 just because, it's not going to mean anything to you guys. It's totally nonsensical. It's number 17 on my master list.
Okay.
Mass Effect 3. But no, I love like the interaction of like, granted, it's just a galaxy map, but like the level of like stress you feel when you go to a new segment of the map and oh, there's a Reaper coming, run away. Like it's so stressful, and there's like it just feels so real, you know. I don't think there's another video game threat that feels as like real
as the Reapers.
Probably the most effective. Yeah,
I agree with that. That minigame specifically 10 plus years later feels a little goofy to me now. Where the Mako planet roving doesn't feel goofy, it just feels clunky as shit.
Feels goofy. Feels a little goofy.
Sometimes when the
flipping over and
cartwheels down a mountain.
Yeah. Absolutely. A little goofiness.
Nothing has been able to do what Mass Effect did as effectively as it did, and making every single game matter about what happened previously and your choices carrying over. What other game might rival it in that regard? Witcher, maybe, but even then,
but Witcher doesn't compete. Witcher doesn't connect as well. I mean, Witcher 3 literally starts with them asking you, "Hey, what did you do?"
Yeah,
we don't know. What did you do? Like, and there's no way for us to know. I don't think we'll ever get something like Mass Effect ever again.
I think just like the real threat and how they build up the Reapers like throughout the games. Like no one even thinks they're real in the first and second games, really. And then like when in
in 3, they're like, nah, it's not real. Like, they're here
until like the last 20 minutes of the first 20 minutes finish of the game where you're like they're on Earth now. And, I just think of the way you had me play through the game, specifically the second one when we were playing through Hype, and we did Arrival last.
Yeah.
And that's such a good bridge from 2 to 3.
100%.
and I adored that segment because
Yeah.
like instead of having Harbinger talking to you, it goes from Harbinger and then it becomes the actual Reaper.
Yeah,
that's talking to you.
yeah, that was a big thing for me with when showing you Mass Effect is me just fucking knowing everything about the
Right.
trilogy because I was also playing them on my own
Mhm.
because of the Legendary Edition just coming out. But I was like, I was sitting there and I was like, you just like for the most part tackle it in whatever order you want when you're let free on the galaxy. Go save whoever you want. Go talk to whoever you want. I don't care. But like, there's just a select number of missions that we have to do in this order.
I really
for
enjoyed
the most impact.
I really enjoyed like the kind of light curation that
Yeah.
you gave me, like
Just
the
like
small, like, hey, I know you want to do this.
Just wait.
Let's do this.
Just wait, or just do this one first, or
Because like I think I'm so much better for it, and I got
Or-
so much of a better experiencing things in the order that you're telling
Or
me.
in Mass Effect 1, I had killed Matriarch my first time playing. I killed Matriarch Benezia before I met Liara.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they let you do that,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, but that's not how those beats should play out narratively. Like that's like, thank you for as a creator and a player letting me do that, but you shouldn't have let me do that
Yeah.
because like this is so clearly the better way to do things.
I wonder how that plays out because like if you've already done that and then you rescue Liara, it's like, oh yeah, my mom, Benezia.
They kind of shrug it. They kind of
Not
shoulder
really.
shrug it off,
which is not the best choice.
No,
That's why it's good to go
not.
first.
No,
That's
yeah.
why like whenever you do that mission where you're going to go kill Benezia, you have to bring Liara with you.
You have to bring Liara, even if she's not in your squad,
Yeah, she got to
You
be
know?
with you
which she often wasn't because she fucking sucks
in the first game.
in the first game.
It was a beast later.
Oh my god, in 3, fucking.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand how you play 3 and not have Garrus and Liara in your squad because those two are overpowered as fuck. So they're the whole game.
Number 4, Connor.
Yes, number 4. My number 4 pick, Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh,
Love it.
Baldur's Gate
Very
3.
nice.
I love you so much. I've been playing it again recently. My second big main playthrough of that game, and man, just again going back to replayability, like with Fallout New Vegas, it's so fun to play it over again. My only issue is there's a little bit too much of a lack of randomization of items. So you can kind of like, oh, I'm at this part of the game. I can get this specific axe I saw last time for this new character because I'm a barbarian. I'm a barbarian now. But being able to all the changes you can do with the variety of classes you're given, the ability to multi-class, I actually do like the romance option, even if the party itself, it's not the most cohesive party, but individually, I like a lot of the members of the party in Baldur's Gate 3. It's got a really interesting narrative that keeps you, guessing about what's going to happen next all the way through. I love how the transition from act to act to act all culminates in the third act with all of basically the major decisions you've made culminating in the final battle. The ability to play with friends. I've been playing this again, and I'm like, man, it'd be fun to hop into a game with you guys, with Patrick and Spencer, and see what crazy shit we get up to. Going a vastly different direction if you decide to do an evil playthrough as opposed to a good one, and how much that changed the first act of the game. And just such a special game. There's a reason why, similar to Elden Ring, it came onto the scene and just blew everybody's socks off. It's because it's a unique, one-of-a-kind game that I think is also going to be one, like the Mass Effect franchise, you just probably won't really see it happen again, except unless Larian decides to kick it into high gear once again.
No, I think you'll see. Well, in terms of like
Attempts
how
to
high
copy it.
quality it is, it's
Yeah.
going to be really hard to meet that bar
Yeah.
again. And Larian's probably the only people who can do it. But I think you will see Baldur's Gate 3 likes again. Like,
You will. I know we'll definitely see that, but I don't know if they'll get to the level of Baldur's Gate 3.
yeah.
They'll always be chasing it, no matter what they do. And dialogue options, just so many, and they're fun to choose. One of the best selections I've seen in gaming, especially dependent on the class that you're choosing.
Yeah.
Going through it again as a barbarian, it's funny to see how just like kind of like a psychopath you can act, but you could be you're uncivilized. You're a barbarian, so
there's-
you act like that.
There's this, and also his talk about being really dumb in Fallout.
like
New
being
Vegas.
dumb, huh?
He just likes being dumb because
Barbarians are not dumb.
Art imitates life.
Barbarians are, well, yes, but barbarians are not dumb. They're just aggressive and violent rather than doing arcana checks to find out what.
How high's your intelligence?
Well,
As a
it's
barbarian,
like 10, which is average.
how high is your intelligence in real life?
low.
10. Let's say 10.
What's
Out-
funny is
out of
Connor's
100.
not dumb. Like he
No, yeah.
just gets confused easily,
Yeah.
but he's not actually dumb.
We'll
But
go
like
10.
that's his problem is he'll overanalyze like a passing thing that like has nothing to do with like
Yeah.
what you were talking about
Yeah.
and like the overall, and so he just gets locked in on that one thing and overanalyzes it. I'll say
simplistic.
as a D&D fan before like hopping into Baldur's Gate 3, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is like the perfect realization of D&D in video game form.
I don't think you can ever get as close to it as they did there. I mean, it's
And
in a way,
it'd
made
still
me
be fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually made me better understanding of systems in the actual game of Dungeons and Dragons. It's just so effective at that.
They know exactly when it's like, all right, we're gonna take the time and literally show you the dice rolling. You know?
Yes.
And then there's times where it's like, you don't need to roll for this. Here, we'll just do it in the background.
Background check real quick. Yeah.
And of course, finally, I like the music.
Music, yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3, I had a bit of when I started it again earlier this year and was playing through, and I was like, man, the game is just so high quality. Like you just can't beat this. And it's like you can't even hold games to this bar because it's not fair. Like games just can't achieve what Baldur's Gate 3 achieved. All of that said, when I played it out, because when we played it in context of the year, I was like, hey, man, if I was 15 and had all the time in the world and had the time to play the shit out of this game and replay it and replay it and replay it, it probably would be like one of my favorite video games of all time, if not, become my number one or anything like that. This playthrough that I'm having as an adult and as a more matured gamer and someone who is looking for things in video games in terms of with a certain artistic value, Baldur's Gate 3 absolutely achieves a lot. But it's just missing a few key things that keeps it out of my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not worth going through those things right now. But the party, the quality of the party, and I think the quality of the actual plot is lacking, and that's like the key thing for me. But I also love that it's like, I mean, Connor, you brought up like good and evil. I don't even think about that when it comes to Baldur's Gate 3 because like it's when we're juxtaposing it against Infamous, where it's like, all right, pick one and commit to it. Baldur's Gate 100%. It's like I do feel like I am creating a bond with the characters, which I have not felt outside of Witcher 3 and or Witcher 2 also, Witcher and Mass Effect, which I think Baldur's Gate is really good at. If like you, the character, the player character, are forming relationships with characters. Now, how great is the writing for those characters? How interesting are those characters? That's a different conversation. But I don't know, Fred and Jane. I am a dick to Fred, and I am the best person ever to Jane. Because fuck Fred, he's a fucking asshole.
Hey, it's Fred.
Anyways,
From Scooby.
Phil, your number 4.
Excellent. My number 4 is another game that we've already talked about. It's Hades 2.
Hades 2.
Number 4, Hades 2.
Look at that.
Because I agree with pretty much everything Connor had to say about it, because you had a number 5, yeah?
Yep.
It's just the perfect, in my mind, a perfect sequel to what was already a phenomenal game with Hades. I believe Hades was around this part on my list the last time we did this, and Hades 2 is just better, so it just takes its spot on the list. Just because I fucking adore this game. It was an absolute joy to like replay through. Like I'm probably about halfway, because I only did the underworld progression and like beating that boss a few times, like whenever it got ported to PlayStation and all that. Before I started Saros and all that, and I told the story about on the piggy bank about how I was playing Hades 2, waiting for Pragmata and Saros to download, and then whenever they were done downloading, I continued to play Hades 2 just because how addicting it is, and just how much I love that, like that feeling of playing through that game and the satisfaction I get from like going through these levels. Like,
fucking play Pragmata. You're gonna adore Diana.
Nah, he's got Hades 2. He's fine.
But like, yeah, this game is just such a banger, and there's a reason it was our number 1 for last year overall.
Room after room after room, you just can't stop
just
yourself.
Nonstop, just like, and it's just okay. Just one more run. Just one more.
One thing I'll also tack on, I love the weapon selection here as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the only times, especially compared to the first one, I was like, I want to use every single weapon at one point or another.
There's a couple that I maybe kind of miss from the original Hades, but like they have almost like spiritual successors here in Hades 2 that it's like, okay, I'm not going to knock this game for not having that specific weapon just because like I like how this one plays. Maybe I like the other one a little bit better, but I think it's still a solid lineup here.
Well, and what's so cool about both Hades games is the spiritual successor weapons almost feel like alternate variants to what we had before, and so it's almost like it's not gone, it's just different. And in a good way. Like there's a lot of sequels where you're like, all right, I like the weapon system in Ghost of Yotei, as opposed to the stance system. I'm like, all right, they're different, but like, are they different enough to like justify like that as a positive? I would argue probably not. But Hades 2, it is like, oh no, this is like a different weapon, and the fact that it's got sub-variants underneath that, like, it's really, really impressive. Hades 2 is, so incredibly well designed.
Tavin, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is a game that's dropped 1 rank.
Oh shit!
Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, 4 on 4.
Rank.
4 on 4. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Listen, I've talked recently about how much Persona 4 Golden means to me, and I'm not going to dive too deep into the story on that. But like, just to quickly rehash of like, the game ends and you're saying goodbye to your friends, and like I remember just like feeling so much, like more than I'd ever felt, and I think a way that like I'm going to start phrasing it is Persona 4 specifically. 5 and 3 kind of do this too, but I think 4 does it the best with its small town setting and the way that you come in and the way that you leave the story. It so greatly efficates the feeling of this was a period in my life. Like, and as I'm growing older and I'm discovering more and more periods of my life, and like I look back and I go, oh no, this chapter of my life is closed. Persona 4, like the way that narrative unfolds, on top of it being a fantastic RPG, Pokemon for adults, Phil. Fucking play a Persona game.
By the way, it's evokes, not evocates. Fucking idiot.
Efficates is a different word.
Evokes.
Like defecate.
Yeah, he's defecating out of his mouth.
He is defecating on Persona 4 by dropping it a rank.
I may have said the word wrong, but I'm not looking at that. It's a different word that I'm using.
Okay. I was trying to protect you from the comments because they always jump on you.
Well, the comments are just as stupid as you.
I'm not stupid. You're the one that said the word wrong.
Nice.
You don't even know the word I'm saying.
Guys, we're talking about linguistics here, not games.
Jesus Christ, man. Go play a Persona game.
Okay. You should play a Persona game.
You should play Persona.
It's literally your kind of bread and butter.
Oh, dude, you would love it so fucking much.
Yeah.
Anyways, all of that to say that, like, like Persona 4, yeah, man, like, my time in that small town feels like a real period of time in my life. So I love that game so much. I can't wait to replay it.
It's a good way to describe that game that I've never played. But I understand it because I've seen what happens at the end.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I get
yeah,
that.
man.
I learned a couple weeks ago that in Persona 5, Morgana turns into a van.
You did
learn that. He did learn. We were playing Smash Brothers, and
I was like, "Why does that van make a meow?"
we both me and Connor looked at him because there was no way you didn't know.
I didn't know.
That was incredible. That was one of my highlights of that night. Why is it meowing? Are you serious? Like, are you kidding? Because the way you said it, it felt like a feigning ignorance joke that you do. Anyways,
number 3.
I was gonna say something else.
Sorry.
I don't remember it now. So we're gonna move on to number 3 here, Connor.
We are indeed the big last 3.
Top 3.
Staying at the same spot. Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Wow.
Repeating it once again. You know, the reason why I'm so high on this game is because I've said replayability a lot for a lot of these games, but it speaks to the quality of it, where you have 4 different paths you can take for how to progress the narrative. Yeah, 4. And the moment you finish one of those, you immediately want to jump into another. That was my first experience with the game. And the tactics RPG combat and gameplay is super fun. Developing your characters, pathing out the progression to make them a specific kind of unit to make your perfect team. And the system that works really well on a first-time playthrough, only allotting you a certain amount of time at the hub area to do certain tasks that it can increase your affinity with other characters or train them a little bit more. And on subsequent playthroughs, you have the maximum amount of time that you achieved in your first playthrough for all of the subsequent ones, making replayability a lot more of a fun task to do around this.
Persona kind of has that too, with its new game plus, because you level up like your intelligence or your like
yes, that's true,
humor or whatever the fuck they call it, whatever the
skills,
the stats, for that.
characteristics.
It's the same thing where it's like, well, fuck, I got to spend the next 3 days of my week studying in my room, but on a replay you don't have to do that, so you just go talk to your friends more.
Nope, you can bypass the barriers that are put up by the houses that section off each of the party members that you can have access to, the groups of party members that you can have access to. I love the music. Fodlan Winds is an all-timer.
Oh, I love it so much.
Apex of the World, God-Shattering Star, just some peak video game soundtracks in that game, while also just I love it's simplistic, but I love the weapon system and how all of them engage with one another.
Sometimes rock paper scissors just works.
It does. One of the few times I really like durability in weapons. I like being able to just not really know what's if you're gonna have all the uses you can out of that.
I'm not gonna give it points for having durability. It's just inoffensive.
Yeah, I get you.
I like it because you can prepare for it better. Like most weapon durability things, like a Dark Souls or whatever. It's like I'm only using this sword, so when it breaks, I'm fucked.
Like
whereas this, it's like, all right, I just carry 3 extra lances with me.
I mean, in Engage, where they take away weapon degradation and durability and all
You
that,
don't miss it.
Exactly, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, that is true. Last thing I'll say is Zuba Baba, good romance.
Yeah.
Like in this game, it's a good way to kind of maximize the relationship between two characters.
I don't need it.
And you don't care. Okay,
That's
fine.
It's only in there because it's been there the entire time.
Yeah,
and also that means I am the dominant lover of Shamir over you. She's not. You don't like her as much as I do. So okay, I'll take that.
My girl Petra. I'm gonna go Petra at.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. That's great, actually.
That's best girl right there.
Rhea's got a fat ass.
Who? Rhea?
Yeah. Great game.
You like dragon ladies, huh?
I have no.
I mean,
I have no.
sometimes,
I have no issue.
Call me Donkey from Shrek.
Yeah, if he could do it, I could do it.
Phil, what's your
She's
number
not even
3?
a full dragon.
In the
It
morning,
would be
Connor's making waffles. My number 3. The rest of this list has not changed. Number 3, Elden Ring.
Silent clap. Silent
Yep,
clap.
Indeed. Elden Ring, it's I mentioned a little bit whenever I was talking about Bloodborne at number 5, but Elden Ring, just to me, it's not just that it's my first Souls game. It's everything that I didn't know that I wanted a Souls games to be. Now having played through like a majority of the franchise, I absolutely adore this game. It's
retroactively being like, fuck, you fixed this, thank God.
right. Like, oh man, they didn't do this in Elden Ring, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But just like the sheer breadth of choice that you have, like in how you want to play your character, and it's not just what starting character you want to go on. You can like literally pivot in the middle of the run. Like let's say like you started the game as like I'm gonna just be sword man with big shield and big armor, and then like you find a cool flashy spell and it's like, oh man, this is really cool. I'm gonna pivot real quick. I'm gonna start dumping everything into this, and what are you doing?
My dog's being cute over there, all right? Ignore me.
You just keep making a face. But I just love just everything about this game. I love the story. I love the boss fights. I love the weapons. I love just the world of this what's it called? It's the
Limgrave.
Limgrave.
Well, that's one of the
places.
lands between.
Lands between. I love the lands between, and I also love just the lore, and I'm so interested in where they're going to go with this Elden Ring movie that's coming out by Alex Garland. I just really, really hope that they do something to do with like pre-shattering of the great Elden Ring, like where we see just all of this stuff that we've only heard about from other people, like secondhand in Elden Ring.
That?
Huh?
Have they not confirmed that?
I don't think so.
I thought they confirmed it was at least a prequel.
But we don't know like how far before Elden Ring it is. But just like there's so much, and like yes, Tavin's gonna be thinking about it under his breath. But it's like, oh, it doesn't have a narrative. Oh, but like just
doesn't have a what?
A narrative.
Oh no, I'm always thinking that.
Sure, do you have, in order to like further engage in it, is it helpful to watch like a bunch of Vatividia and learn secondhand from what he knows and all the research he's done? Yeah, but it just makes me appreciate Elden Ring as like a world and the lands between even more. Because I really want to further engage in this world and this story that Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin have put together in this
I think
world.
my stance has always been convoluted, or not convoluted, misrepresented and misunderstood. I've never said that that's a bad thing that they don't have narratives. I've just said that they don't have narratives, and everybody attacks me for that. They've got plots, they've got stories. Those exist. They don't have narrative, which is a very specific thing. What's cool about the digging into the lore and all that, that's something that most games don't recreate or don't have.
Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome that they do that. But it just shouldn't be put into all of this stemmed from Elden Ring being nominated for Best Narrative at the Game Awards. That's where all of this conversation stemmed from. And I was like, it doesn't have one. How is it nominated for one? And it's because the Game Awards isn't smart enough as an award show to
know the difference.
And then the jurors are not educated in
didn't win, did it?
The fine art, no. Are not educated in the fine arts in order to distinguish that either.
Wasn't it? It was God of War, right? That won it.
Pretty sure, yeah.
It must have been, right? Yeah.
I've also said many times, like, while I did in the year 2022 claim that God of War Ragnarok was my game of the year, I've seen the light. It's
Power Wash
Elden
Simulator.
Ring. Elden Ring, game of the year. And then I'm pretty sure that would have made it the TwoPenny Games game of the year if we kept it there.
Hey, as long
I mean, you have to remember it wasn't on my list at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would have been 20 points.
It would have been 20 points.
19.
Ragnarok
also
would
on
have
your
had
list, so yeah, I would have more points anyway.
9 times 3.
Yeah, you know.
amazing game nonetheless, regardless of whether we rank it to one place or the
Elden
other.
Ring is just it's a masterpiece. Like, if you haven't played it and you're a Souls fan, I don't know how you haven't played Elden Ring and you like Souls games.
Since I've seen you two play, the best way to consume the story of any Souls game is every single item you pick up, you read it. Even if it's like moss, you pick up that moss and you read it. Butterflies in Elden Ring, those butterflies, those are important, very lore-wise. You should read the description and be like, oh shit. And Tavin's like, oh, reading. I can't read. Look at him, he's so stupid.
That's why I listen to audiobooks.
Here's my thing. It's not even reading.
How are you? Oh shit.
That's why I like Vati Video.
This is my thing. It's not even reading. Like, it's like a sentence and a half of information, and then you have to piece that together with another sentence and a half of information from 12 other things. Yep. And I'm like, all right, yes, that's cool. And those who want to do it, have at you. You're clearly autistic, and that's fine. But
you know they do that in Saros.
Oh, definitely do that in Saros.
All of the and if you go into your descriptions of all like your everything, like it pieces together like a little.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
If you've interacted with each thing enough.
Oh, right, because you're like decoding information in it. Yeah.
And then
as you keep playing.
Once you've completely decoded something, there's a little white message at the bottom, and they go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
When I was on the enemy registry, the first one's the custodian, and I was missing that one for a while, and it seemed like it'd be a lot more, unveiling of information, but it wasn't. But still, it was clearly like, oh, there's a development here of, you're trying to tell the story in text form, in a way.
Anyways, I don't want to take notes like I'm in university class again for a video game. Like, that's just me. That's just me. You know.
I dropped out of school.
I can't.
Which is why you let Vati Video do it for you. Anyways, my number 3, Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us 1 was one of my favorite video games ever. Last of Us 2 continued that. Like, I think they were able to, all of the heart wrench, all of the drama, all of the love that is in the first one, they were able to replicate that and make you feel even more on the second one. Gameplay is vastly improved. I do genuinely think its story is just better. But I mean, we're looking at 2 10 out of 10 stories for me. So, like, take your pick. I mean, the first one's paced better for sure. But you have to sacrifice pacing to deliver on those themes that the two wanted to deliver on in the medium of video games. Which is also why I think, like, season 3 of the show is not going to hit, not because it's not speaking on the quality of it. It's just that's not how you tell stories in TV.
People hate Abby.
Well, it's that, but that's not how you tell stories in television.
Right.
Like, that's how you can tell stories in video games, but it won't work for a one-to-one adaptation
and
for
movies.
television.
I think
Movies. Yeah. It only works because it's a video. It only works in that format because it's a game.
It would have worked better if season 2 was split between both of their.
We should have been bouncing back and forth and continuing along the way.
Yep.
And then find a better midpoint, in day 2.5 as opposed to the full day 3. Anyways, I've said this a couple times before, but I'm going to stand on it. Like, the first Last of Us, sure, but Last of Us Part 2, I think, is the most pure example of a tragedy in video games, period. Like, I don't think there is another video game where, in the classic definition of what makes a tragedy, I don't think there's another video game that fills that definition better in games than Last of Us Part 2. Connor, number 2.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
No.
That's your.
No, I mean like
That's his number one.
no. I was like saying that does a tragedy.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It leads to child soldiers death.
It does.
Tragic
It does
than
lead to
anything
child
after The Last of Us 2.
What about Metal Gear Solid 4?
That's more
What part of MGS4 is tragic, y'all?
Raiden.
No, he's well, you know what? No, you're right. God, what a thankfully he gets revised in the best.
I was
going
gonna
to
say he got a samurai game after that, so it's fine. Got a lot of watermelons.
I'm sorry. There's so many numbers here. There's so many numbers.
Number 2.
My number 2 pick. It is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It is just I want to see what happens with this game.
What? I don't know. Phil's making eyes at me over here.
The thing about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is it does what Remake does and be able to extending upon what occurs in the original Final Fantasy VII, but in even greater ways. The characters and being already in the original Final Fantasy VII, one of my favorite casts in any kind of video game, they're even able to improve them massively in this one. It's able to generate a lot of intrigue about what they're doing with these very, very ambitious remakes. And even though, as Tavin has said multiple times, I'm afraid of what retroactively it'll make me feel about this game, specifically narrative-wise, in the third one, when the third one comes out, we'll wait and see. But even despite that, Queen's Blood, the action combat, the Queen's Blood is one of the greatest card games that's been put within a video game. I think really only being beaten by Gwent, if I were to go off the top of my head.
I mean, it's been a few years now since I've played either, but to my memory, I would say Gwent is better.
Yeah, I'd probably hang my head on that. But it has one of the best combats in any video game, combining a bit of that classic RPG gameplay, but with active time, regular action adventure style gameplay, but still having you needing you to think a little bit more when you're in any kind of combat scenario. The mini games, which even though some people said there were too many of them, valid criticism, I still loved a lot of the mini games we played in. The realization of the gold saucer was I don't think they could have done better with it, and
very well put together.
It's just it plays with you being a remake more than, of course, any other remake has been able to do or tried to be able to do. And it leaves me with a lot of apprehension, as I said kind of earlier, about where the game's going to go from here. But just for how well within this game alone the characters are, the gameplay is, all of the extra little features, a great open world, a beautiful open world. It's a very visually stunning game to me. I will always consider this one of my favorite games of all time.
Phil, number 2.
So Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth are technically sequels, right? They're
Technically,
to
yeah.
the original.
Yes and no.
I would say they're absolutely sequels. The regular Final Fantasy.
The purpose is to be both.
Yeah, it's weird. Again, that's why it's...
Which is why, I'm not certain we're going to get a satisfying conclusion to the sequelification of this, but because it needs to be both. It needs to be a remake. But at the same time, it's also trying to do this thing in the background so that it's not boring of just being a remake.
The first game mattered. Not just a game they're trying to make a newer version of to make more money.
My number 2 is Pokemon Soul Silver. Hasn't changed.
Classic.
Pokemon Soul Silver. It's the peak of the Pokemon game IP. It is incredible in every way. I love just going through, first off, Johto represent Pokemon. Just because I started with Pokemon Silver, so obviously naturally the goated remake that is Soul Silver would be my favorite Pokemon game of all time, as is recognized by a lot of the internet as well. But yeah, I fully adore the Johto region and how it feeds into the Kanto region after you complete it. I think this is one of the best Pokedexes in general, because you have all the way through Gen 4 after you've beaten the game. There's so much additions that come from Generations 3 and Generations 4 that came after Pokemon Soul Silver, that Pokemon Silver, that Soul Silver takes so much advantage of. We love this is the first time that in actual gameplay since Pokemon Yellow that your Pokemon will follow behind you in just regular gameplay, which, I don't know why they just don't do that in every single Pokemon game, because you want your friend to be next to you on the adventure and not just trapped inside of a ball the whole time.
At least you're combat starter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Give me the option of which one I want to travel with me,
Just the first in combat. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Put him right behind me.
Absolutely. And you can like, sure, if you don't necessarily want that, like just you can turn it on and off. Just have the ability. It's not that hard. They've done it before.
Would it be okay if it was like because Pokemons are all different sizes, if it was like a miniaturized version of him, like that went up to like at max they only went up to like your like mid thigh?
Well, I mean,
I think that might be the problem with modern because I assume they don't do it in modern games.
Well, they do let you do it. In Scarlet and Violet, you have to like let them go, and then they'll run along with you. Unfortunately, that's actually how you evolve a lot of Pokemon. Not a lot. A few Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet is they have to have a certain amount of steps while being outside of the ball.
I like
and then
that.
level up.
I like that.
It's not very well executed.
Ah, damn.
It's very buggy. There's a tumbleweed.
The game doesn't know how to.
There's a tumbleweed Pokemon that like it's supposed to roll. The tumbleweed.
So how do you quantify a step with roll?
Your steps. It's
just tied to you. What,
it's based on your steps, but they have to be out of the ball with you.
Oh well, how is that hard to count?
Because it has to be uninterrupted. So as soon as you go indoors and you lose the Pokemon, it resets.
So I have to constantly be taking it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Not only do you have to be constantly taking it out, you have to do it all in one time. Like, because as soon as they go back in the ball, it resets.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand. No, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Extremely poorly executed.
Good
Anyway,
concept, bad execution.
no, Pokemon Soul Silver. It's
Just have the counter go up.
Like, what are we
it's
doing?
legitimately just like one of the best. Like, sure, is it a baby RPG? Absolutely, but it's one of the best turn-based RPGs I've ever played. And it's like it's just an evergreen time. Like I love the replayability of it, where you can have a different team every time. Sure, do I go in the habit of kind of creating a similar team every time? Sure, but that's just because you have your favorites, and those favorites are your favorites. I also love like the pinnacle, like which is the final boss fight, where you fight the protagonist of the first game.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's fucking badass.
The opening up of the second region is very cool.
Yeah,
that's probably the thing I take away from most
from
of that
Johto to Kanto, then going to the top of Mount Silver, finding Red in the snow, and then having a face-off to see who is the true Pokemon master. It's fucking badass.
Great battle theme.
It's awesome.
That fight too.
It's incredible. And that's Pokemon Soul Silver.
Pokemon Soul Silver. What are the chances of this next one?
Winds and waves.
Yeah, maybe it's just because this is the most I've been paying attention, or you know what? Maybe Sword and Shield might have had this level of hype because maybe it's just because it's a new system. But it feels like they're like, all right, we're making all the right moves here so far. Is it just because we don't know what the gimmick is yet, and the gimmick is the thing that's going to throw it all off?
It's the hopium.
It's just hopium. Okay, all right.
Can't be too high on it.
They're just going to do something dumb with it.
Inevitably, it's Game Freak.
All right. But they've had time this time.
Mm-hmm.
More time than they've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Time, I don't think, is the problem here.
You got to think they're also making Beast of Reincarnation.
Well, Beast has been in thing for a long, long time.
Sure.
It's probably why the last couple have not been superb is because of Beast.
That's also.
But this one's going to be past Beast.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I mean, let's be clear.
What it is, I'm just wanting my first new Pokemon to be the best.
You know what's really annoying about Pokemon as a franchise? So we're well past the generation that introduced like where there should be voice acting.
Yeah, we still don't have it.
We don't have voice acting, but they're making cutscenes where there should be fucking voice acting.
In this new one or in the past ones? I saw the past ones. I saw bits from that.
Since Pokemon X and Y, there have been since Pokemon Black and White, we've had cutscenes where characters it's full motion, but it's just text. You have to read what they're saying. Their mouths are moving like you should be hearing a voice.
It's not like the press the button to get the text to continue. Like the text is going and then going away and then continuing.
It's yes and no. It's both,
right.
And a lot of times. But it's the worst and most egregious example is Pokemon Legends ZA
concert scene.
Well, sure. There's also that in Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, is that in Scarlet and Violet? Okay.
But it's just so egregious. Like almost all of the openings to any Pokemon game. Did you know, Tavin? I don't think you know this. In one of the trailers for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they have the main not professor character, but like the principal of the school, because that's the whole gimmick of Scarlet and Violet is that you're at school and there's like all this shit. The principal, they have a voice actor in the trailer saying the lines that are being spoken, like in the text. At the bottom left, it says voice acting not actually in the game or something like that. It says, there's not like they have to put that disclaimer in there because people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this game has voice acting." No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Voice acting costs money. They don't have that.
Well, they paid the guy for the fucking trailer.
Maybe let's do AI voices. Would that be better?
Oh God, no, absolutely not.
What's your number 2, Tam?
My number 2.
I just went on the whole fucking Pokemon rant.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're an hour and 40 minutes in here. My number 2, we're circling back to it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I knew that was going to be your number 2.
Yeah, that's why the eyes were for.
Yeah.
Connor said a lot of what I'm going to say here. Listen, like just in terms of like amount of content, it is incredible. There's too much content in the game, and not all of it meets a quality bar. And they've said that they're going to adjust this in part 3. Of like, all right, we're going to cut some of that back to like ensure quality across the board. But man, I kind of love that it's there anyway. And this is not an objective way to view the video game, but like that was one of my main critiques is that there's too many mini games and a lot of them suck.
Stealth sections suck ass.
And the stealth sections are awful.
Yeah.
But like I kind of like that there's just an excuse to stay in the world longer. You know, like and they do a really good job of tying up all of the, you know, all the checklist bits with here's a little nugget of world lore that you didn't know before. Here's a little nugget of story that you didn't know was there. Here's a little nugget about Barrett as a character that you didn't know before. That wasn't in the original game, but now it is, and it makes sense, and it's well written. And so like they put a little, you know, treat at the end of all of these roads of like, yeah, sure, how we got here wasn't fun, and then sometimes it sucks, but it was always worth it at the end because I got something more out of it as a fan. And then on top of that, like it's already one of the greatest stories in games, and it's just amplified by being rewritten in a way to just improve the quality to modern standards. Knowing that every line is voiced, some of those lines in the original game like are written to be read, not to be voiced. And so writing it, knowing that it's going to be voiced now, improves a lot, like clarifying a lot of what they meant that they couldn't get across in the original, improving the localization greatly in that, to the point to where that's a tangent. Anyways,
great performances.
Great performances. And
Across the board.
I mean, Connor brought it up. Like this is my favorite combat system in video games ever. I don't understand how we haven't seen copies of this yet. Like it's been 6 years since Remake, and when Remake came out, Connor and I were aligned of like, this should be the new action RPG. Like this is how action RPGs should pull from this blueprint from here on out. And the fact that we're just not seeing that happen yet is kind of irritating me because it's so fucking good.
That is true, but at the same time, as long as that remains the case, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth will be special.
They'll be these unicorns. And yeah, and sure, yeah, part 3 might take it down from being number 2. I don't think Rebirth will ever exit my top 10. And on top of that, if part 3 lands the plane and even amplifies part 2, it might become my favorite video game of all time. But we'll have to wait and see on that one.
I don't know what could be your favorite video game right now, but we'll find out in a second, won't we?
A lot of green piss filters.
A lot of green. You love
Connor, what's your number 1? What is your favorite video game of all time?
When you said a lot of green, I thought you were talking about your number 1.
I was talking about my number 1.
Oh yeah,
A lot of green.
We'll see what that means.
Even green in the brown.
Time for my
Poopy.
new number 1. It's a game that I guess it best be described as a comfort game. Meat and Fuck Kingdom. Every single time I think, I remember the journey where the
Not Meat and Fuck
Lady
Kingdom
Knight.
2?
What?
Not Meat and Fuck Kingdom 2?
No, I only played the first one.
Oh, okay.
And you know the journey of the knight coming to your apothecary shack to help you get the king's dick hard.
Yeah.
And then going there, having sex with the witch, cucking the king,
Iconic.
having sex with his daughter, with the Bath Maidens. You can't forget the Bath Maidens. And
true. How could you?
you could not forget them. But jokes aside, still one of my favorite comfort games. This next one.
Comfort games.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring is my new number 1. So when I was thinking about this list, originally it was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but it became Elden Ring because I remember when I was deciding where I'm going to be ranking these games this time around, when I first played this game, it came out at a point where I was working a job that made me work 50 hours a week. It was a busy season. And I would be outside under the hot sun, picking things up, putting them down, dealing with lots of fucking pallets. So many goddamn pallets. I work with plants, so a lot of trees too. And I would get home tired. And every single time, I would become immediately revitalized knowing Elden Ring is waiting for me.
Yes.
And any stress or trouble or tiredness that I experienced throughout that day would immediately go away as I explored the lands between.
Turned into stress of beating bosses.
Yes, exactly. But in a triumphant stress that you can beat and then feel better. And Elden Ring, as you were saying it before on when it was on your list, the customization of making your build to the specifications that you want, it's so varied, especially with the inclusion. And part of the reason why I also put it up to number 1 was the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC.
Yes,
just adding so much more depth to it, adding some great boss fights.
I can't believe I didn't even talk about Shadow of the Erdtree when I was talking about Elden Ring.
And now you can, because that came out again. Of course, the last time we made this list, I think it came out a year later.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, man, the story as well. 2 years later. 2 years later.
Oh, Armor Core was in between.
Oh fuck, 2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time we made this list.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would have like just come out.
It would have. Yeah. Would have been just missed the mark. Yeah. But just being able to replay that game again, having the ability to respec it so you really can take advantage of all of the different builds that you have access to throughout that game.
Yep.
The exploring the open world, I don't think there's been a better open world than Elden Ring. Just so many nooks and crannies to explore with new weapons, new magic, new armor to get, and you never know what's there. It's like it's gambling. And even if you didn't find something, you had the journey to that destination. And knowing next time, maybe you will find an item that you will use instead of something that you would use in some other playthrough. The real only issue I have with the game is playing it again. I miss being able to explore that open world from scratch for the first time. It's just having the map laid out and all of the things all the places I had visited beforehand laid bare to me disappoints me because I want to experience that.
The Men in Black neuralizer after every single completion of the game. Every time you beat, what's it, Radagon?
Radagon, yes.
Elden Beast, yeah. Every time you beat Elden Beast, the game just neuralizes you, so you start from square one.
Yeah, and that's legitimately would be the best way to play this game.
It'd be so good.
It's the culmination of FromSoft's design of gaming and their magnum opus that I don't know if they'll be able to top it. We'll see with how they progress as a company from here on out, but Elden Ring is a game to beat and may never be beat.
I just got to say, I've said it on the Piggy Bank in like a mini game, but Shadow of the Erdtree is the best DLC of all time.
Yeah, I'd probably. It's a game in and of itself, and like Blood and Wine, I think that's the greatest mark that you can give any kind of DLC that can stand on its own, and you'll thank them even if you had to pay full price for it.
Yep.
I love Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Also got style, and also I love the boss fights. I love the interactions with them and with random enemies. I love the flow of the game, even though it's not so much. No, I describe, even with the gameplay style being different than Bloodborne, I would describe those fights as dances as well. Maybe not as consistently so, but very often.
I just think back to when you first open up the game and you first get your first map, and you open that map, and it's like, oh man, yeah, so it's this big, huh? And then you get another piece of the map. It's like, oh my god, it's even bigger. And then you get another map. Oh my god, it's even bigger. And it's still, there's like three or four more steps that are even bigger than that.
Without you even knowing about
Without
the underground.
You even know it.
There's a verticality to this game.
Yep.
Even up
and
on
down.
Where you go. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got everything I could want in a video game and one that I can play for the rest of my life. If I had to choose one game, it'd probably be Elden Ring.
So good.
Well, thanks for the clip, at least.
What did I say something insulting to it?
About the maps or what?
No, the meat and fuck.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. People will get it. People understand.
Meat and fuck kingdom, Steve.
I'm gonna have
to
show
me, huh? Favorite meat.
What he doesn't know. What he doesn't know is I now have to go find B-roll of Meat and Fuck Kingdom. easy, and then I have to censor it.
Yeah. It's Tavin. Better option. Go play it. Screen capture, and then you get all the B-roll you need, and you can edit it as you please.
You know what sucks?
Experience one of the greatest games ever
How's your
made.
antivirus?
No. This is easy without viruses. Easy.
Phil, what's your number one?
Well, if you know me at all, you know my number one game of all time is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Of course. Who would have? What else?
Yeah. What else? Exactly. This game has just stood the test of time for me. What?
What else? What other game? It's no other option.
For me, yeah. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is just it's such a phenomenal entry. Is it mostly based on nostalgia? Yes. But like this is my favorite games of all time. It's not like the best games I've ever played of all time, even though it also still is that. I just adore I like the story is nonsensical, it's garbage, but I love it. It's like eating junk food. It's such a good time. But like gameplay is absolute king here. It's just I remember just spending entire days just leveling up drive forms over and over and over and over. Just because like growing up as a kid with a PS2, like what else am I going to play? You know, aside from Kingdom Hearts 2, which I had originally only played the first one, and then my brother's friend who had a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 that I really, really wanted to play, but I never had access to. He lent it to me, and then eventually just gave it to me. So that's my first experience with Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's just incredible. I love all the worlds. The gummy ship is actually good in this one, as opposed to being like just a boring auto scroller. This time it's actually a fun auto scroller that you're kind of. It's almost like a flashy arcade version. Like it's very evokes very much like the arcade games, like at like a CC's Pizza. You know, you go back there, you do all these like fun like
those on-rail shooter games.
Yeah, exactly right. Where like there's different versions of it where you can have challenges where you have to like turn and face these enemies yourself instead of it being automatic. That's just the gummy ship. Let's talk about the fucking sauce that the combat has in this game. Fucking some of these boss fights, fucking ridiculous. Sephiroth's boss fight, incredible. One of the best boss fights that Tavin's still never beaten. For Sephiroth. No, I know. It's very difficult. But yeah, drive forms, fucking dual wielding keyblades. Are you kidding me? You're fucking dual wielding, bro. You're swinging two swords at your enemies. What else do I gotta fucking say? Fucking flashy anime, like it's awesome.
Especially the ending of that game. The
oh my god, like the
great climax.
The finale, fighting Xemnas with your best friend Riku, and just deflecting all these fucking beams. The amount of sauce that is there. We talk about sauce. We talked about sauce a few times here. That outro, fucking drenched in sauce.
That is true.
I had to wipe myself off. There was so much sauce. I had to wear a bib. You know?
Do your clothes.
Fucking 45 seconds of sauce intercut between 2 minutes of monologuing about how the darkness is whatever you want it to be.
It's the whole fight.
Hey, fellas. Did somebody mention the door to darkness?
And it's Mickey. That's Mickey's
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah. It's it's so good. Like
That's Mickey. There
he is. I recognized him. I clapped when I recognized him. But no, I adore Kingdom Hearts 2. And fans that know Kingdom Hearts know that Kingdom Hearts 2 is peak. So
Organization 13 is also badass.
they're badass, yeah. The hoods. I wanted so bad to have one of their fucking hoodies. Those jackets. They're so fucking cool.
And now you're an adult and can buy one.
Yeah. But no. That's a little cringe.
I don't know about that.
Kingdom Hearts is cringe, but it's freeing. It's so good.
I fucking love this portrait, Connor. Thank you for gifting me this.
I
still haven't framed mine. I still need to.
You know, if
I'd recommend you. I love yours as well.
You gave me a Kingdom Hearts one.
Yeah.
Did he really? Yeah, that's cool. You know, if they treated Metal Gear like they treat Yakuza, we would have gotten a game like this.
We would have, yes.
You know, and it would have been dope. But you know, whatever. My number one, my favorite video game of all time.
That's why I was looking at it.
It's not why, but it worked out well. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I am gonna prefer the original over the remake. That's probably nostalgia talking.
I don't think it is.
Over Delta? Yeah.
Visually as well, it's more interesting. That's all that matters, yeah.
So that's it. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
There is some like removing some of the friction of the old game in Delta that I really, really appreciate. But
doesn't get as much soul. You know that. It lacks that. Yeah, say that.
Involved, you know? Huh? Kojima wasn't involved in the remake?
No, he wasn't. No.
And this your
I mean, there's some elements that like you could really poke at and being like, we're off points. I'm going to talk about Metal Gear Solid 3 in a positive way. Listen, I've been on record 1,000 times at this point, not literally, but at least a dozen, about how much I love this game and how I think it is the greatest game ever made. Pretty much at any angle you want to attack it, it excels better and achieves more than most video games, certainly of its era. But I think even today you could play it and be like, nah, man, this one's really got it. And there's just so much about this game that like I could give you my whole life story of the time that it entered and etched itself into my DNA, like I have in episodes of the Piggy Bank. You know, the way that I broke down how all of its systems coalesce and you know, the sort of artiste genius of Kojima peaking here, and we'll never see the heights of his creative mind like we do here ever again. And then I think there's just a lot about this game that coalesces into greatness in ways that, like, I don't know if can be achieved again. I don't think we can achieve this level of greatness again. I don't think you can get a straight up clone of Snake Eater and have it be great. I think it has to be 2004 on the PlayStation 2 with Hideo Kojima and the rest of his studio telling this story in that time that makes it work. And once you remove that or even when you directly pull it out of context and put it in 2025, you just look at it and go, okay, I still see it, but it's just not quite there the same ways all the time. And so, yeah, like, genuinely, like, throw any game at this one and I go, well, the gameplay allows you to do this. The story covers this topic. There's a gameplay theme that connects to its narrative and encapsulates what makes video games special in this way. It looks great for these reasons. Its art style is perfect for these reasons. Even its hangups are forgivable because of XYZ reason. Like, and maybe that's me making excuses for it, but I don't think it's like an invalid way to look at the game in a lot of different ways. So, yeah, go check out our review of it for the Game Club. Go check out our old hype review for it. Go check out the Delta review that I did last year. Go check out the what was it? Games that it was the top 3 games or whatever that describe us.
The time capsule one.
I think it was the time capsule one that I ranted about it that I thought was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember more of your Persona 4 talk of that one than Metal Gear.
Huh?
I remember more of your Persona 4 talk for the time capsule
It
one.
was that, but it was followed up by another one that I don't remember. Anyways, but yeah, there's a bunch of episodes of both this show and the Piggy Bank in which you can just get unending praise of Metal Gear Solid 3 from me.
Gushing.
Yeah, just gushing. So yeah, make sure you go and watch that. I just had the idea maybe I should go stitch all that together.
Let me back on Kingdom Hearts 2, by the way, Tavin. Do you know a certain figure that gave Kingdom Hearts 2 a 10 out of 10 and still stands by it today?
You're referencing that Brian Intihar review for whatever game site that was.
Brian Intihar of Insomniac Games, director of Spider-Man 2018 and 2022.
You agree with him,
Spider-Man 2.
Brian seems like a great guy. I like Spider-Man a lot. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is our top 10 favorite video games of all time. If you're new to the channel, maybe you'd really appreciate that episode, or I think this is the most definitive episode, and it's certainly the highest quality tech-wise that we've had. Yeah. So if you like that, make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment down below of what your top 10 video games are. And until next time, have a great time. Connor, say goodbye to the people.
Oh, shit, goodbye. Hey.
And now, Phil.
Not going to say anything.
You're not going to say anything. You hate them.